Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
All that I have, all that I've done, everything I feel, all this and more, I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hello and welcome to another pulse-pounding episode of Three Geeky Dads, a.k.a. 3GD plus T. I think that's what they're calling it. I don't know anymore. This is the show featuring dads with great big bushy beards. I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
And joining us as always, our fourth Mark's brother.
Our crusty juggler.
Our crusty juggler. my crusty co-host on Monster Cereal. Happy birthday, Tito.
Hello.
He's the birthday
Thank
boy
you.
today. Happy birthday, man. You're you look
man.
great.
Happy birthday,
great for
Mr.
50.
President. I try. Yeah, take your shirt off, Derek. Give me a real show. Your pants are off. Now take your shirt off.
Well, then I'd just be,
Just be naked.
naked.
Except for your great big bushy beard.
Both of them.
Oh, it begins already. I'm
well
not even into the intro yet. Hey, this week marks the 15th anniversary of one of our favorite comedies here in the lair of geek datum, Hot Fuzz. So tonight, we thought it would be fun to quit podcasting, join the police force over in London, jump fences, get into shoot-em-ups with old people, and take on a town of cult-worshipping slashers. Then we said, hell no, that is a dumb idea. So we just decided to do an episode on the movie Hot Fuzz instead, as well as discuss the Cornetto Trilogy with director Edgar Wright, teaming with stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, pending 3 wonderful comedies that include Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and The World's End. But before we get into that, we have a special birthday appetizer for our pal Tito. That's you. I hit the mic. And for that, we turn things over to our own lunch lady, Doris. Brian.
Have you got any grease?
That tray's wet. That tray's wet. That tray's wet.
But there must have been a Death Star canteen, yeah? There must have been a cafeteria downstairs, in between battles, where Darth Vader could just chill and go down. I will have the penne alla arrabbiata. You'll need a tray. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? This is not a game of who the fuck are you. For I am Vader. Well, you'll still need a tray. No, I will not need a tray. I do not need a tray to kill you. I can kill you without a tray, with the power of the Force, which is strong within me. Even though I could kill you with a tray if I so wished. For I would hack at your neck with the thin bit until the blood flowed across the canteen floor. No, the food is hot. You'll need a tray to put the food on. Oh, I see the food is hot. I'm sorry. I did not realize. Oh, fuck, I'll get a tray. Fuck it. This one's wet. And this one's wet. And this one's wet. This one is wet. This one is wet. Did you dry these in a rainforest? Why? With the power of the Death Star, do we not have a tray that is fucking dry? I do not...
What's our appetizer, you crazy man, you?
Yeah, so yesterday was the 40th birthday of our very own Tito Rivera. Yes, young Tito was born in 1982.
Did you not want anybody to know your age?
No, I don't care.
All right, good.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
Way to go, Brian.
Whatever. I get better looking every year, man.
He does.
Sure
like
do.
a fine wine, he gets
Sure
better
do.
with age.
Come on.
So, for our appetizer tonight, we thought we'd take a look at some of our favorite movies that came out in 1982. And if you happen to see that handsome devil out and about, wish him a happy 40th birthday.
Indeed.
Just walk right past me.
It's nice to know I'm not the baby anymore.
No.
Now that we have Tito.
That's right. Tito is
He's a
Tito
year
is
younger.
young and more mature than all of us combined.
Right.
That guy.
He certainly is.
I try. I mean, I wear pants to
Yeah,
Brian's
that's,
You
outfit,
do.
that's a
You do.
step up.
So,
All right.
We had to wear pants?
It's a general rule of thumb.
Suggested only.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets hot down here in
rule
this
of
basement.
wrist.
I,
as it should be.
I didn't get the memo.
3 sweaty dads. And Tito. And pants.
and pants.
And pants.
And
A pair
pants.
of pants.
That's what you should have done. You should have turned down here into one of those Greek baths.
Oh, like Caligula? Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I'll redecorate just for you, Derek.
Interesting podcast.
Just sweating and recording.
Wait a few months. That'll happen.
Mark ends. We're just one pile of goo.
It's totally.
We were all one.
It's like
that day.
society, that rubbery orgy in society.
Ugh.
Yep, just as rubbery.
The soup orgy.
Yeah.
Soup orgy. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. We've discussed it.
Did that come out in 1982? Was that anybody's favorite?
Society?
Yeah, Society.
Yeah, the soup orgy.
That was an
It did.
80s movie.
A lot of them did, but not that one.
No, I did not pick that one because I know it didn't.
There were a lot of movies.
Yeah, some good ones.
And a lot
That's
of
what I
good,
said.
yeah, a lot of good movies.
82 was a
like,
good year for
wow.
movies.
Yeah. I got a couple of backups. Just
Me
in
too.
case.
Me too. Me too.
All right.
And they're probably all the same 4 backups.
Well, because there's some on there that we've
already
movies
covered.
that we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure if you guys were going to go, like, I wanted to go with one of them because it is literally my favorite, but I went like outside of the ones that we normally.
All right, let's find out. Start us off, dude.
All right, so normally I would have went with The Thing or Halloween Part 3.
There it is.
But I went with I didn't even realize that this was released in 82, but Monty Python Live at the Hollywood Bowl was released in 1982 in June. Sorry, June.
My buddy had the album.
It's
of
so good. I mean, and that like see now, so I knew of Monty Python only from The Grail.
Okay.
Holy Grail was my first induction.
You never saw the Flying Circus?
Never
on
saw any of that
PBS back
stuff.
in the
No.
day?
So like my senior year of high school was when that was the first time like I saw it Holy Grail at a party, and I was just like, oh, this is the
You were
best
hooked.
thing ever. Yeah. And I didn't realize that they were a sketch comedy group. And so the second thing that I ever saw was this, and it's it gave me a good taste of all the stuff that they did on the show. And
because it was kind of like a best of from the Flying Circus.
pretty much. So I mean, and the musical numbers and just it was like to do skits like that live and have that type of reaction from the crowd and watching it and just enjoying it. I was hooked ever since, and then after that I went out and saw all the other ones.
They had a movie called "And Now for Something Completely Different."
Yeah, which was
kind of like
the
where they
show.
redid a lot of the sketches too.
Movie versions of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was cool because that one was they could actually do some of Terry Gilliam's animations, which they couldn't do live. That's really boring.
That one's one of my go-tos. I usually like if I'm like not sure what to watch when I want to go to bed and watch something. That's one of them.
Nice.
So yeah, that's mine.
Good pick.
Nice. So I saw The Thing and thought somebody was going to have it. So I went with
Does this mean nobody picked The Thing?
I bet.
Did nobody pick The Thing because of it?
I
I'll
didn't.
go with The Thing. If not,
I see. That's the thing. It's like let's talk about other ones. I mean, we talk
right,
about
so
that.
we
We
talk
talk
about-
about
all right,
Halloween
all right.
all the time.
So
and-
we talk about The Thing all the time, but and we talk about this movie too. But I can't. It's in my top 5. It's Creepshow. Creepshow is my.
That was one of my runners up.
I knew that was.
Creepshow is a phenomenal movie. It's it's just a lot of fun.
It really is.
We've talked about it before. I don't have to go too into it, but I even today, just being a fan of horror comics, the old DC comics, and just a fan of George Romero and Stephen King, it's still just a fun movie. My kids watch it with me now.
Yeah.
They can handle it, and it's great watching it with them because just they love watching Stephen King turn into a plant. They love Fuzzy.
Oh, Jordy.
Oh, Jordy Farrow, you lunkhead. That would technically be my number 2. I would totally pick The Thing, but I feel like Thing is universal at this point. So I'll go with Creepshow. That would be the other greatest pick of 1982 with Halloween 3 a close second. Sorry, Tom, but Tom Atkins was in Creepshow, so yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
it was.
No mustache though. So, seeing in
Looked funny.
Back when he was gross.
He was never gross.
He was like
Tito.
a bald cat.
He was never gross. He was
Without
like
his
a bald
mustache.
cat. Bald cat.
He's like a hairless animal. You don't want to bring that home to your mother. Put a mustache on that thing, Tom.
Naked mole rat.
Oh, my mouth's so cold. So cold.
It's one attractive mole rat. You shut up right now.
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at the
One
movies.
manly mole rat.
I was looking at the 82 movies, and I was like, oh shit, this is like Mark's fucking.
It's my fucking
This
top
This is
five.
your year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, 2 out of those movies are, in fact, in my top 5 of horror films. And Halloween 3 is not. But
It isn't, but you love it.
I do love it.
Yeah.
But I know it's
What is
not a
it?
great.
6,
I know it's not
7?
a great movie.
Like what? It's 10.
It's not in my
Is it-
top 10.
Not really.
No, it'd be in my.
You're talking about this movie way too much then.
11. I went to 11. These go to 11.
That's 11.
There you go.
That's fine.
So fuck off.
What about you? What do you got?
Go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so I'm going, and I thought you might be picking this one. I'm going with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
No.
No.
I mean, I love that movie.
I know
but
you
It's
do.
not even my favorite Star Trek film.
Oh, I know, but it's up there
Oh,
though.
it is up there. It's
Yeah.
like second.
Yeah.
No,
he
third.
likes number 6.
Third favorite. I love Undiscovered
Yeah,
Country.
I like
6 is
Undiscovered
good. Yeah,
Country
that's a
too.
good one.
I like Insurrection.
He thought that movie was something different.
Uh-huh.
You know, so-
He thought it said insert erection,
Yeah.
Start erection.
and he was really excited.
All right, Counselor Troy topless. Yeah. No, it wasn't that at all, was it?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan back in the day. It was a great improvement over the motion picture, which came out in 1979. It's great. I still watch it probably multiple times a year, especially now that we've got Paramount Plus and I can pop it on anytime without even having to get up and change a disc in the old PlayStation 4. So yeah, it's great.
Don't look at me. I still use my. Still use my.
the
DVDs.
the visuals were great. The cast was firing on all cylinders. You had the death of Spock. We didn't even know he was going to come back at that point. It could have been it.
Leonard was like, I gotta go sing about hobbits.
Yeah,
Right?
written directed by Nick Myers. It's great. It's a great. Basically, it's a submarine movie in space.
Totally.
And it's perfect. I love it.
Ricardo
Montalban. What a
and
villain.
that magnificent
right?
chest.
Yeah, yes. That was natural.
It's natural.
All
Yeah.
natural. That's,
My wife
cans
is
were all
my
That's
wife is
pure Montalban.
See, she's convinced it's a plate. She's convinced it's fake. I said, no, it's real. I
No.
looked it up, honey.
No, Ricardo's not. Come on.
I know that. and you know
100%
that.
grade A hamburger meat.
That's
Totally.
it.
No way.
He's no Tom Atkins.
I just
but-
remember the Animaniacs. They had a little aside where they went,
Hey, everybody, it's Ricardo Montalban in his plastic chest. Oh, I don't think so.
You know, if you could do that on command, I got to get some helium into you. What's that helium ball I bought you?
No, it's got to stay in the box.
That's it. Mitten box.
That's what she said. Besides Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country, those are the only 2 Star Trek movies I've actually ever seen of the original
Oh, really?
cast. I've never seen the motion picture. I've
So
never
you didn't see
seen
Generations, the one with like the crossover
Oh, where they
one?
cross over? I did see that.
Okay.
Well, that technically I don't count it as like,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
it's not the
That's
all
not
of
bad.
the original
It's
cast.
got its moments.
I've seen
I like that one.
all of the newer because I was a
Next
Generation
Generation.
fan. I was a
Yeah.
Generation guy. Yeah.
I love First Contact. That would probably be second for me.
Oh yeah, First Contact's a great
Yeah,
movie.
I love First Contact.
Yep, directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Yep, with the Borg.
With the Borg.
With the Borg.
Our first
Borg
introduction to the Borg
The
Queen.
Borg
That
Queen.
hottie Borg queen.
That
Alice Krieger.
That's why I got all excited for in Insurrection. I thought it was going to be more Borg Queen, and
No, you got F. Murray Abraham.
That's it.
she can assimilate me any day.
You got Khonshu.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Murray. Yeah. Who was he in
right.
Scarface?
Yo,
He was
F, what the fuck?
Oh, who was he in Scarface?
Who cares?
Omar Swarry.
Yeah.
Who said who
okay.
cares?
I did.
Who said who cares? I care.
I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Scarface?
Scarface?
Yeah, I
Do you
can't
really?
stand
Oh,
it.
I thought
Yeah,
you liked
yeah.
that movie.
No, I'm not a fan.
That's okay, Mike.
I'm not a fan. I'm a Carlito's Way guy.
That's a good movie
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's a fantastic movie.
It's because Robert Loggia's in it.
Say hello to my
No, I
full-time
love Robert.
torpedo.
I love
As in
Frank
Robert
Lopez.
Loggia.
love
Oh,
Robert
as in, oh gosh, that's Robert Loggia. Gee. As in-
Gee, isn't Robert Loggia great? No, that's not even right.
So I went in lieu of the film. I went action comedy, and this is actually one of my favorite action comedy. One of 2. It's a series, 48 hours.
Yeah.
With Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. I love this movie growing up. I love both movies. and I watch them both all the time still.
You have a love of the buddy cop movie.
Oh, 100%. And Eddie Murphy as an actor.
And rightfully so.
I love
Rightfully
Eddie
so.
Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's
and
fantastic.
then, you know, he transitioned into, you know, the Beverly Hills Cop films.
And that was before Nick Nolte went all like crazy batshit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He was always a little over, like on edge.
We always knew, but
Yeah.
doing a movie with Barbara Streisand, I think.
That's what pushed him over the
I think
edge.
so.
Lorenzo's Oil.
No, it
Lorenzo's
was
Oil.
Prince
was
of Tides.
Oh.
Oh, no, that was Susan Sarandon, I think, as in Lorenzo's Oil.
But wasn't that Nick Nolte?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's him and
I
Susan
thought that was
Sarandon.
all right.
But not Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
You do a movie with Barbara
Yeah,
Streisand, you
and
go
speaking
crazy.
of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in
Yeah.
the movie Paul, we
Lorenzo's
find out
Oil.
that
Yeah.
the guy's name is Lorenzo Soil.
Yep, Jason Bateman.
Yep. Your name is Lorenzo Soil. Yes.
We've come full circle. He's it's such an interesting combination of actors in that film, and Nick Nolte I think is actually pretty funny in it too. But
Oh, yeah, he had his moments.
yeah, the scene with Eddie Murphy going into like the hillbilly bar and smashing glasses, and there's a new sheriff in town. And his name's Reggie Harriman. I love that. I love that movie, and I like anytime somebody makes a sequel and they just use the same shit from the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one, which is exactly what they did.
Right.
So I didn't miss out on anything in the second one. It was like, oh, this is basically part one.
Well, and they told you right what it was. It's another
yeah,
48 hours.
Yeah, 2 more days. 2 more days of this. They toned down
It's
the
in the
racism
title.
a little bit, but other
But just
than that,
a
it was
little
still-
bit.
Yeah, just a smidge.
It was a
They
different
toned it
time.
down just a smidge, but
we didn't know.
Well, they were buddies at that point,
Yeah.
so he was like, I should probably cool it with this.
You mentioned 80s buddy cop stuff, and I had to look it up right away because one of my favorite ones from the 80s is Running Scared with Billy Crystal
Oh, and
Gregory
Gregory
Hines.
Hines.
But that didn't come out
Yeah.
until 86. So I
Joey
was like,
Pants
oh,
is in that.
Joey Pants is in that. He
He's
is.
like a punk.
Yeah, he's got like the pink mohawk.
Green- yeah, it's like red hair or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, he wears a weird trench coat.
Yep.
He was the Fratelli.
He was a Fratelli.
Those disgusting people.
He ate my pepperoni. He ate my pepperoni.
Big Bob there.
Baruchata.
It was definitely a good. It's definitely a good year for horror.
Yeah.
And for sci-fi.
I mean, it really it was a good
not
year
like
all around.
not like fantasy, like Beastmaster.
Beastmaster was
and,
one of my
and
runners up.
Conan came out that
That's
year.
right.
The Barbarian.
Yep.
And E.T., right?
Yeah.
E.T. came out.
E.T. came out, and that's why The Thing got booed
Yeah.
and hissed.
And then
Yep.
3 like fantastic.
Dark Crystal.
Yes, Dark Crystal,
Crystal,
Secret of Nim,
Poltergeist.
and Last Unicorn.
Yep.
Last year.
Which Poltergeist?
The first
Tron-
one.
the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The first Tron
Yeah.
came out that year.
Yep,
Slumber
Tron.
Party Massacre.
Yeah.
House on Sorority Row, which sucked.
Yeah.
Class of '84, which is
Yeah.
funny enough because it's Class of '84
Yeah.
or not '82.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tootsie, Rocky 3,
Cat
Rambo
People.
First Blood, Blade Runner, Poltergeist, Friday the 13th Part 3,
Oh, 3D.
Annie.
It's the mask.
Grease
Annie.
2,
Oh,
Gandhi.
Airplane 2, yep, Gandhi, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Oh, I love that
Steve
movie.
Martin, that's a great movie. Officer and a Gentleman, Q.
Lewis.
Oh, The Winged Serpent.
Yeah, Q
Yeah.
the Winged
The
Serpent.
Winged Serpent. We just watched Larry Cohen's The Stuff last night. It's back on Joe Bob. It was unavailable
Oh, good.
for a while.
Yeah.
And Sarah and I love that movie. We hadn't seen it in so long.
I gotta watch it. I've
Let's
never
The
seen it.
Stuff.
Yeah, me too.
You are.
Unpopular opinion. I like Grease 2 better than Grease.
Oh, wow.
I don't like
Well, it's
either.
It's
of
just
them.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
that I actually think the
I
songs
like
are
it
better.
automatically by default. I don't even remember the songs.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're all about sex,
Oh, well, then I like them.
which is hilarious to me. It's
Yeah,
all
let's
like
talk about
the whole
sex.
thing is
Oh, that one, yeah. And
reproduction, reproduction, and the bowling song. Who doesn't like Adrian's Med? That's how you
right.
say his name.
Me.
Zmed.
Me. I don't
Yeah.
like 'em.
No?
He's only got the one vowel. It's all
Zmed.
consonants.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of?
How can you hate a guy who's all consonants?
You just watch me, Tito.
Adrian's Med.
I have no idea who it is. I just love arguing. I love arguing. I have no idea who this man. He could be the greatest guy in the
He's a
world.
Zmed.
Well, he's this med.
He's one of the
Med?
Zmeds. Yeah, the Jersey Zmeds.
This podcast is going Zmed.
Oh, pardon me. Are you one of the Newport Smiths?
He's a Hoboken Zmed. Yeah, he's one of the Hoboken Zmeds. Adrian.
Yo, Adrian.
Adrian's Zmed. I almost went Rocky 3 because I love every Rocky movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky 3 was a good
But
one.
that's my
Rocky
least
is
favorite
awesome.
one. I know you're a big fan.
Really? You don't
But,
like three?
but yeah, Clubber Lang was just
Damn.
Oh, he was
That might be
awesome.
my least favorite
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Rocky 3?
I love the series as a whole. I actually,
Rocky.
but 3 might be my man.
It's just-
I might
it's the
take
weakest
that back.
of the series.
Mickey
It's-
dies. He learns how to like do footwork.
true.
I'm taking that back.
4.
I'm taking
I like
it back.
4.
taking it back. That's not my least favorite. I'm gonna go 6. I'm going Rocky Balboa as my least favorite.
Okay. All right.
But I still think that's a good movie.
No,
I like
newer
that
one?
movie.
Before the 2 Creed movies, the one that Rocky
Yeah,
Balboa.
I like that movie.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, but I
seen it.
gotta go. I like
haven't
them
seen any
all.
of them.
Because
past
they
4.
released that the same year that they did the new Rambo.
Yeah.
and that movie was
Dog
like
shit?
no, it was incredible.
Was it?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
I
Was
saw
it
it in the
dog shit?
theater. No, dude, it's fantastic.
He was
Wow.
trying to do the whole like Rocky Balboa, John Rambo, but he couldn't get the John for whatever reason. He couldn't get the John as part of the
Yeah.
title.
Seriously.
Weird.
So it's just Rambo.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't let him have
so
the
good.
John. It's super like over the top, bloody.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's
it.
like it's
insane.
gory as hell.
He looks
all right.
nuts.
But not like over the top where they have arm wrestling.
No,
No, okay.
yeah. He wins an 18-wheeler at the end.
Yeah.
Robert
Kills a bunch
Loggia
of-
was in that too. Going,
Oh, he was. He was a grandfather. He was a grandfather.
Loggia.
See, it all comes back. It all comes
It
back.
always comes back to Robert Loggia.
Should go back to Robert Loggia. Man was wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, great years for films and for making pushing out a baby.
That's right. And
That's
that baby's name was Tito.
Tito
That's right.
Rivera.
That was me. It came out of my mom.
I would hope so. Because if he came out of your dad,
She
get
he
that looked at.
She said he looks like a Zmed.
Better get that
It
checked.
sounds wrong. It sounds so wrong. All right, good. Hey, great appetizers.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
This was fun. I think we should do this for all our birthdays.
Yeah,
You know,
agreed.
I agree.
At least once, because we only have one birthday.
Well, we could do the worst. Worst
Oh,
movie
yeah, there we
to
go.
come- to come out
All
of
right.
it.
That's true.
First person that says Halloween 3 is getting a kick to the
I'm the
nuts.
oldest. I gotta look to see what the top movies were in my year. I'm like, ooh.
Those are
I
I'll give you a hint. They were all black and white.
You're not far off.
that's pre-talkies, right?
Yeah.
That's pre-talkies. The talkie shows.
What was that to the moon one with the telescope in the eye of the
Trip to the Moon?
The Smashing Pumpkins video.
The smashing.
Remember that?
melancholy and the infinite
Yeah,
sadness?
that was it.
You uncultured people, you. It's a trip to the moon.
Excuse me, it was directed by George Méliès and it was called
Méliès.
Voyage to the Moon.
There's an excellent
Came out in
movie
1902.
called Hugo that talks all about it. That was very nice. Good. I know who you were doing, by the way. So I just.
Worst suggestion ever.
Hey, I know your favorite movie of all time was when I was born, 1977.
77.
A little movie called The Star Wars.
The Star Wars. That's it.
Piece of shit never went anywhere. But
Yeah. Oh, it
I
went
never
a
had
lot
no
of
sex with
places.
no Leia in the Star Wars.
Craig
And that's
Robinson,
Craig Robinson.
who apparently
Oh, he's in a new commercial.
apparently
Oh,
does-
no.
He's got a new commercial
Yeah,
for Gain.
Yeah,
He's in a Gain.
For
This dude is
Gain.
making
He's
so much
fine.
money.
Yeah.
He's got
Wow.
the General. He's got
Yeah,
Pizza Hut.
he's
He's got
great.
Damn,
Gain.
now he's raking in that
I'm so
Procter and
worried.
Gamble.
Brian, I don't know about
Point.
you. I'm so worried about him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
I wish I could make commercials.
So I changed
cashing
it.
checks
No, he has
after
a new
checks.
show. I changed.
Yeah,
he's,
killing it,
he's
right?
Fine. His acting reputation's great. Although
He is killing it.
He is killing it. Yeah.
he's so cool, so awesome in Pineapple Express. I mean, because I rewatched him. Oh, man.
He's
Anyway,
awesome in The Office.
Pineapple
I'm still,
Express.
good. I'm
Pineapple
still working my way
everything.
through The Office. He's great in The
he's
Office.
great in everything.
Oh, that was
and he
Starlight
is great in
Express.
those commercials. I just feel it's a waste of his talent. I'm recasting though. Brendan Fraser's going to be my werewolf with a chainsaw. Brendan Fraser's back, man.
He's very good in that show.
He had me at Monkey Bone.
What about the movie?
George of the Jungle.
I let him give me a blast from the past.
Oh man, I forgot about Blast.
I watched,
that was a great
I watched Airheads the other night. I always forget.
Oh, yeah, he
Steve
was in that
Buscemi,
one.
he's
That's
in
right.
that.
Him and
It's
Adam
great.
Sandler.
Yeah, and Steve Buscemi.
Good stuff.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montaigne. Montaigne.
Joey Lauren Adams in that?
Probably.
No,
Is she the chick?
no, I know who you're talking about,
Yeah.
but it's not her, and I don't
It's
know.
Renee Zellweger.
Very
I'm
close.
kidding. I don't.
I used to get those two confused
I did.
back in the day.
ants
know.
are ruining our picnic. You mean this picnic's ruining our ants?
All right, let's get on with this. Let's go. We're getting too silly
Okay,
now.
I'm sorry.
Derek. We're getting
Knock off
too
the
silly.
silly.
Too silly.
All right, so on to our main course. Yummy.
Let's go eat, huh?
Yummy. Main course. What makes a great movie, for me anyway? is one that I always go back to and spot something new almost every time. And when it comes to comedies of that nature, very few can match the wit and smart stories from Edgar Wright. His movies, specifically in the three that make up what is called the Cornetto Trilogy. Am I saying that right? Cornetto?
Cornetto.
Yeah.
Cornetto. That's not easy to do. It's not sexy right there.
You
right?
made it seem effortless.
Thank you, Tito. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good, you. You're good.
You got a fucking gift.
I'm waiting for the remark. There's no way I'm just getting a compliment.
No, you're
Oh, hi, Remark.
Hi, doggy.
They are all set up in a way that watching each movie just once is not enough. Tonight, out of the three, we're choosing Hot Fuzz, the story of a hotshot London police officer or police officerman who was relocated to a small, seemingly quiet and perfect, innocent little town with seemingly quiet and perfect, innocent people. However, this town has a dark secret, and the people may not be as charming as they seem.
The greater good.
Mixing Wicker Man with Bad Boys, Hot Fuzz pays tribute to both outrageous action pictures with creepy cult movies. And again, seeing it once is not enough. In revisiting the film, you find clever foreshadowing and double meaning in the dialogue. All things point to the end, and there's tie-ins to other films. It's very cool. And all three of those movies really
Yeah, they're very interconnected.
Absolutely. And this is what makes Edgar Wright movies not only always enjoyable, but keep making you come back for more, because you'll discover something new every time. Much like this show. You just discover how awesome we are each time you
Keep
listen
listening.
to it.
Keep listening. You pick up on more and more.
Yeah, go back to past episodes. I'm plugging us now. As opposed
Listen to them to again and again.
Listen to some of the old ones. We're just as funny, if not funnier.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
We were funnier when we were younger.
Yeah.
No.
Something changed this year. I don't know what it was.
Scotty, you changed.
You used to
All
be
I know is
about the music.
our last two episodes have been about the old people.
All right, gentlemen. So, Hot Fuzz. Obviously, we're all fans of this movie. So,
Are we?
yeah, or maybe not. Are you not?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, all fans. Is it your favorite out of the three? Because we can go into the whole trilogy a little bit if you want. You know, this movie is it the best? Out
You
of
know,
the bunch,
at
or-
first I would if you had asked me a few years ago, I would have said that Shaun of the Dead was my favorite. But now that I've rewatched them, I think Hot Fuzz has more to offer than Shaun of the Dead. As far as like,
Same.
It's a meteor story. Just the little tiny details like you touched upon that foreshadow and the dialogue that means something but means something else at the same time. There's just so much more of that, layers upon layers. And I like it. I like it a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think this one's my favorite out of the trilogy.
Yeah, how about you?
I feel the same because Shaun of the Dead used to be my favorite. And actually, when I first saw this one, I didn't really like it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it.
No, see, I liked it,
I don't know.
but I didn't think I liked it as much as I liked
I
Shaun of
honestly,
the
I
Dead.
think it was because like a lot of it disturbed me. Like I don't know what it was about it, but like I don't know if it was some of the deaths or like the fact that it was old people and they
had-
were like
the goose.
the goose didn't scare me. No, but the hound from Game of Thrones.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Lark.
Michael.
Yes. Dad says he's got the mind of a child.
But I definitely the more I've watched this, the more I've come to love this one the most. But yeah, if I'm gonna put all three of these together, it's Hot Fuzz is definitely the best.
All right.
The dialogue, there's so many characters in this, like actors in this movie that this was like the first time I had seen them. Like a lot of them I had seen for the first time. They hadn't blown up or done like other mainstream things, and now I go back and watch and I'm like, oh, like the woman that plays the female officer,
Doris.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman.
Olivia
Yes.
Colman. I
Yeah.
love Olivia
About that.
Colman. Like
Yeah,
she,
Tito was talking
like
about
she
Olivia
went on
Colman.
to do like Broadchurch, which was like awesome, and then she ended up becoming the Queen in the Queen, and she was in that Queen movie too with Margot Robbie and Emma Stone, where they're like the favorite.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Where they were
yeah.
like
Yes.
fighting for her.
That's what I think she won Did she win an Oscar?
I
for
think
that?
so. Yeah.
or
I mean,
Golden Globe or
she's
something.
just
Yeah.
fantastic. But like, then you going back and watch this, and she's friggin' hilarious.
It's
in
nothing
this.
but double entendres.
Oh, totally.
Every line that she
Nothing
has
but,
is
like,
a double entendre.
dirty jokes. Like
Yeah.
she is
And the old guy, he's just repeating. Yeah, I'd like that for a late night nibble. And he's like, cock.
I mean, like, yeah, I just like,
He's like, I know what she's talking about.
and one of the other guy. There's a bunch of people in this that ended up going on to be in Game of Thrones. Like
Yeah.
the guy that had all the guns that talked
Oh yeah, he plays Walter Frey.
Yep.
in Game
Yeah,
of
but
Thrones.
he was also
And he was
Filch in
also-
Harry Potter.
and
Yeah.
well, and he went on to be in The World's End.
He was, yes,
Yeah.
yes. He was
Yeah.
Mr. Green, wasn't
Yep.
he? No,
No, he was
not Mr. Green.
He was the old
Yeah,
janitor.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like it's a great cast. It's some really funny stuff.
Richard Broadbent.
Oh yeah, Richard Broadbent's fantastic in it.
Everybody
is really.
And speaking of Wicker Man, Edward Woodward, who was in the original Wicker Man, was the one of the old guys from the NWA. He was the one that was
What's
looking
that
at the
stand for?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's speaking of double
Edward
meanings.
Woodward?
Yeah,
Edward Woodward?
Edward Woodward.
Yeah.
Tom Weaver. He's the older.
He was
guy.
Weaver. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was a guy. He didn't have the bushy beard, but he had a gray beard.
He
and was
pops
one
up
that-
again at the end. You forgot all about him.
Yeah.
With the glasses, and he's obsessed with
Yes.
the
He-
living statue.
Right. He
Yeah.
was the one that was.
the neighbor,
Yes.
the
The
neighbor
neighborhood
watch guy.
watch.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
said.
the
The
monitors.
NWA.
Isn't he the one? Is he the one that's? No, he's not the one that says crusty jugglers. No.
He might
Is
be.
he the-
No, because that was Broadbent.
Broadbent says
Yeah.
crusty
Okay.
jugglers.
Yeah.
He's the one that's all up in arms about the
The living statue.
Yeah.
He's the one that's looking at the video relay
Right,
when they're
right.
doing the tour of the
Right.
police
And
station at the
and
beginning
he does come out at the end
with
when
the
they're all-
guns. Yeah, that's Edward Woodward, who was the guy that got sacrificed in the original. He played the cop in that
Oh,
one.
shit.
Totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, the one to the
Recognize
island.
him.
Yeah.
Even
Yep.
more
And he
Wicker
went on
Man
to
than
play the
before.
original Equalizer. Remember the Equalizer show from the 80s and 90s?
I never watched it.
Didn't they
Well-
film a scene from that in at Doctor Strange's house?
What?
According to Spider-Man No Way Home, remember?
Oh no. Oh, I don't
They're
remember
in the
that.
basement area where he's got those cells set up. and
Yeah,
he says-
for the
he's
the
talking. Yeah,
criminals?
and he's talking to Peter, and he says, and they filmed an episode of The Equalizer
Down here in
back
the 80s?
In the
Yeah.
80s, yeah.
When he's okay.
All right.
That's it.
Huh. I'll have to go back and watch that. That line went right by me.
In the Sanctum.
See, those are the great movies. Every time you go back, here's something
it.
new. Yep. Even Spaceballs, I still go back and find something I haven't noticed in Spaceballs, or things I like didn't get when I was younger. You know, like prepare a metamorphosis, ready, Kafka,
Yeah.
Gordon Miller,
Yeah.
Gordon Miller. You know, just things like that. You know. Yeah. So, well, I can't argue with you guys with this one. Shaun of the Dead's still going to always be my favorite. I think because it was just the first of seeing this kind
Well,
of.
that's what I mean too.
It kind of paved the way for these types of films.
It
Edgar
did.
Wright, and it's got zombies in it. It's horror, obviously, but it's a close first. It's almost neck and neck because
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz, I think, is better shot. I think it's got a better cast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a lot. You know, Shaun of the Dead has an awesome cast, but this has a big all-star.
Oh
cast
yeah,
of people.
it takes Shaun of the Dead's cast and multiplies it by like 4 or
Exactly.
5.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
movie has James Bond.
It does.
And it has James Bond,
He's
Timothy Dalton.
fantastic in it. Everybody is awesome in the movie. It's old people with guns.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
that whole last 20 minutes of that movie.
As
is
opposed to
fantastic.
last week's movie with old people with guns.
Yeah, well, we had an old guy. He had a different kind of gun, and he was shooting a different kind of round, wasn't he? Or maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was all dust. I don't know.
No, yeah.
Let's not go there. Let's
let's
stick in happy
just saying.
times. Happy
Curdled milk.
Oh,
Curdle.
it came out in lumps.
Damn it, Derek.
Hey,
was
what
down in
me?
lumps.
I alluded to it. Tito flat out
Oh, I was
described
like,
it.
I had my fingers crossed that was gonna go down. I was like, these old people better have sex, or I'm leaving. I'm leaving this basement if these old people don't have sex.
You got your revenge, Tito. You got your revenge.
When Shaun of the Dead came out, I think I watched it 100 times.
Yeah.
And made everybody I knew.
Yeah.
I was like,
absolutely.
you gotta
No,
see
me
this movie.
too.
You gotta
Yeah.
see this movie. You gotta see this movie.
I mean, there's just so many awesome quotes that you've got read on you.
Yeah.
You know, you want anything from the shop. Some of the quotes, obviously, they go over to Hot Fuzz.
They
though.
do.
You want to go,
Yeah.
you know, ever taken a shortcut
Yes,
before?
exactly. Never taken a shortcut.
And this time he makes it across the fence as opposed to crashing into it.
Yep.
Like,
Well, and I feel
that's
like
just
too,
awesome.
like it was Shaun of the Dead set off a new resurgence of British humor in
Yeah.
mainstream America.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I don't think people were watching the BBC. They weren't into all those Downton Abbey shows because they weren't really they didn't send that stuff over.
Doctor Who hadn't become popular again yet.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think once that came out, I mean, everybody was just you saw how funny they are, and then people, of a younger generation started discovering, the Monty Pythons, and I remember, what was it? Is it Doc Brown? No, Doc something.
Doc Martin?
Doc Martin. Yes,
like the Boots.
Yeah, but he's like he's a doctor in this, and it's very similar to
I've
Hot
seen
Fuzz,
that
where he comes to a small town. It's hilarious. It is hilarious, and it's got a great cast, and it's really funny humor, and I never would have thought to check any of that type of stuff out had I not seen
that
Shaun of
movie
the Dead.
came out. I remember the Ricky Gervais Office had come out.
Yeah,
around
that's right. Yep.
Or at least I had been made aware of it.
Yep.
Around that same time, and then
and then the American version came out not long after, if I'm not mistaken. Like how
It might have been
far
a few-
apart
it
were
was
they?
A few years, I believe.
Were they?
Yeah.
I for some reason
Because that show had been out, and I didn't start watching it. I watched it because a friend of mine had it on DVD.
Yeah.
So I'd been, and then
Well, and that started
so
a
many
big
years
trend
later-
of all those comedies on
The British comedies
television.
being remade for American
As of-
television.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, being
Like
human
Office,
and
Ghosts,
in between.
Yeah, but they had that
that-
coupling. Coupling was a big one in
yeah,
Britain, and that
Coupling.
one failed big
What was
time
the one
over
with the
here.
kids?
even the one on
The In-Betweeners?
no,
I know there's a show
Stripped?
called these.
Stripped,
Stripped,
something
yeah.
like that, or skins.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like about teenage kids in England that
Oh,
they
dude.
made it. They made it into like an
I think it was
MTV series that didn't
Really
didn't do very good.
Life on Mars. Wasn't that a remake?
That
as
was,
well,
yeah,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken? That was
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's-
really like the American
I
version.
like the American
I never
version.
saw the British
It's going
one.
strong to this day. They're still
I mean,
going.
and most of them, like the
That's
British
true.
versions,
Yeah,
are
according
better.
to the end.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, I mean, I like the British version of Ghosts better than
that's
the
what I
American
said.
version.
Yeah,
What was it?
because my wife started
series
watching the one on CBS.
with the vampire, the werewolf, and the ghost.
Being
Oh,
Human.
Being Human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one's a good
Oh
one.
yeah,
Yep.
no, the British one's
Yeah.
fine. The American version is not that good, unfortunately.
Well, and like before this, Americans didn't know Simon Pegg. Like that movie threw him out
Totally,
into
yeah.
the spotlight.
Yeah.
But he had done Space.
Spaced with
Which is
Nick
Oh, with
Frost.
Nick
Hilarious.
Frost.
Yeah.
and with the director Edgar Wright.
Yep.
Edgar Wright,
Yeah. I got to see Spaced. It was on
Yeah.
one of the streaming channels. It's a short series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was
it's
on
good.
Netflix. It was
It's
on
funny.
Netflix for a while. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
There's some callbacks to Space in that because the girl
Yeah.
he meets up with
That's
at the
right.
end was
It
his,
was in
his
Space.
girlfriend on
Yeah.
the
On
the
show.
show.
and
That's
it's
right.
Like his ex in Shaun of the Dead. It's
Yeah.
his ex.
Oh, it's
And they keep meeting up.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Jessica Hines, Daisy Steiner. It was her character name on the
Daisy.
show.
Daisy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Okay. God, I gotta see it again now. Yeah. So, still my favorite, but it's I can't dispute that Hot Fuzz overall is a better film. And it's funnier. It's just. It has a happier ending. More people I like survive in this one as opposed to Shaun of the Dead. Where,
Right.
You know, I still feel bad, even though he's playing video games in the shed.
And he's happy.
Oh, he's
for
a
Nick
zombie.
Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
aren't we
Not-
all?
not a
when
care
we
in the world.
Play video games.
Not a care
And
in the
was
world.
he ever really different? That's what was just so
He's
great.
the same guy, basically.
Yeah.
Just he likes
And you
brains
can't
now.
and you can't hear Queen the
That's
same
right.
way.
I know. I know.
Oh my god, I had never heard that song before. That movie.
Yeah. I think.
That's when I played on the jukebox.
I
was
think
like,
I have
oh
to
my
agree
God,
with you,
I
Tito.
love this
Yeah.
fucking song. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Never heard it.
There are so many Queen songs that people do not know. And every time I talk to somebody who is not into Queen, I'm like, well, what do you know? Bohemian Rhapsody, Under Pressure. Okay, have you ever heard
Yeah.
Slightly Mad? Have you heard Stone Cold Crazy? Have you heard, Keep Yourself Alive? No.
Fat Bottom Girls.
Fat Bottom, yeah. One Vision, which they had for the Iron Eagle movie.
right.
Half the shit they did for
Oh,
Highlander.
Yeah. That's right.
The whole soundtrack. I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash.
That's what made me like Queen.
Flash, yeah.
Highlander. That's
Yeah,
when I realized I
that's-
like Queen was Highlander. I was like,
Same.
oh, fuck,
That's when I
Queen is
really
awesome.
discovered them, yeah. And I was like,
Princes
oh.
of the Universe. I was like, that's my shit.
Dude, that opening.
growing up.
That
Who
fucking-
wants to live forever?
Yeah, great song. I want that to play at my funeral.
Right?
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
I'll be dead. I won't even
You won't
know.
care?
It won't matter. It's gonna be years
but
from now.
I don't-
Mark.
I
Not
don't-
I'm
tomorrow.
totally playing
It's
Barbie
not
Girl.
tomorrow.
I think we should play that for your birthday.
See, but I don't think about Queen though. When I think about that movie, I don't think about Queen. I think
Which movie?
Shaun of the Dead. I think the
Think of Ash?
Oh, yeah.
I get high, baby.
I get higher, baby. Like,
My God, I mean, just the scene with them going through the records, like, no band soundtrack,
Yeah.
throw it.
What about Dire Straits? It's the first pressing.
I like them. I love how they're debating and the
I know.
songs are coming.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Which one? Bella Rope. Oh, okay.
I had just never seen a movie like that.
Yeah.
And it's great in Hot Fuzz as well, but again, Shaun of the Dead, first time I saw something.
Ed runs back in to grab the little camera.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what makes these movies work so well too is that like you can tell the chemistry that they have together. Like the two of them are good friend, like our best friends
you can tell.
outside
Totally.
of film.
Oh yeah.
And so every time they get teamed up, it's like,
It's a treat.
You know it's
Yeah.
gonna
It's a
you
treat.
know it's gonna you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Because even
watching it.
Paul, like we mentioned, it's not an Edgar Wright movie, but they're both in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
and they're both
fantastic.
playing best friends, and
awesome.
it's a scream.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Which is really why I was the reason why I was so disappointed with Truth Seekers.
Yes.
Other than
Yes.
being incredibly boring, was I was like, oh great, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Yeah,
they're
as like
back.
ghost hunters.
They're doing another show.
Yeah.
No, it's Nick Frost with a bunch of people I don't fucking care, and
Yeah.
Simon Pegg is in it for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
No, you don't
No.
market that shit to
That got
fans.
canceled pretty quickly.
It
Yeah,
did.
and
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Because
it was
a lot of
horrible.
people saw through what it was.
It was horrible.
they looped people like Mark in,
Yeah.
and Mark was like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
Nope, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not having it.
angry post.
I'm way too old to write angry posts. I don't
Dear
know.
Sir or Madam.
True.
I'm doing the typewriter, Grandpa Simpson style.
He's gonna fold that up and mail it to
Dear
him. That takes
advertisers.
6 weeks. 6
Dear
to 8
Gillian
weeks to get
Anderson,
to
I did not appreciate your lawyer's tone.
Dear Counselor Troy, I waited at Denny's, but you didn't show. Oh, man. What the hell was I talking about before we went on that rant?
Hot Fuzz.
Actually, we're on Shaun of the Dead, and we're talking about records.
No, we were talking about Truth Seekers. Don't promise
Truth
stuff
Seekers.
that if you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
deliver. Don't
I went
give me
too far back.
Yeah, I know.
I had my rewind set at
wasn't
16.
that far back.
It was for me. Don't
It's
give
like
me
one of those 10-second.
I know. I know.
Listen, don't give me a werewolf movie if it doesn't have a werewolf in it.
Yeah,
and
don't give me a guy in a rubber
Simon-
costume.
Yeah, and don't give me a Simon Pegg movie, Nick Frost movie if it
Yeah.
doesn't have the two.
Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's
Exactly.
raining.
Yeah.
So by that regard,
Tell me
did you
it's
not
werewolves.
like Baby Driver?
I have not seen Baby Driver.
No.
No, I still haven't either. That's like right.
Yeah,
Keep-
it's
people
pretty
keep
good.
telling me,
It's
yeah.
pretty
Is it
good.
about a baby that drives?
It's about a guy that drives who's named Baby.
See that? No, I want to see a driving baby.
It's about a werewolf baby who drives.
No, because it would be in the title if it was.
A werewolf driver
Jog
baby.
on.
Yeah.
Jog. Yeah.
I was a
I
baby
use that
werewolf.
all the time,
What,
and I
jog on?
totally forgot where I got it from until I rewatched the movie.
Now, The World's End. Derek, how you felt about Hot Fuzz when you first saw that? I did not like The World's End when I first saw it.
Yeah.
It was not as good, and I still don't think it's as good. Although each time I see it, I like it more.
Yeah.
And now I think it's a really good movie. It's a fine way to end that trilogy, but it grew on me.
I
Whereas the other
appreciate
two,
that one more now
I
because-
gravitated to the first two right away.
I appreciate it more now because I really relate to his character wanting to recreate that perfect night.
Perfect night.
I have been true. We for
Were
the
you
longest.
attacked
Plus, he's
by
an angry
robots?
alcoholic.
Did this happened? Has
No.
Bridgewater been taken over by robots?
no,
Do I not know?
But
this?
my like core group of friends, we used to bar hop all the time in Boston, and we had a really great St. Patrick's Day one year. Where like we hit all the right places. We started in Southie. We moved to
all the right places.
We moved all the way like throughout the day. We worked our way up to Somerville. We went to the littlest bar for the first time. It was just like a top night. Like everything about it. None of us got like too crazy drunk. We were all like an even keel of hammered all day, and like no one fought. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Then you switched to heroin, and then it became train
No,
spotting.
but like after that, I know like we kept going back to Boston and redoing St. Patrick's Day, and it just failure after failure. Like we'd go to places and they would play in regular music, and it was all kids, and we couldn't stand them anymore. Like it just you watch this movie and you can't. I mean, granted, obviously, there's a lot of reasons why they can't recreate a perfect night in this one, but.
Yeah.
I get
They got problems.
I get his motivation for like trying to
Sure.
and for living in the past.
Yeah.
I do it myself. I'm a wicked nostalgic person. I hang on to things from my past that I enjoyed or that
I mean, can't that be said for all of us, though? In a sense, we have
no,
all our
no.
childhood
Honestly, I mean, it
stuff
can. I think
up
it can for us. I mean,
Yeah.
and geeks in general, I think have a very nostalgic kind of sense to them. with all the stuff that we collect and all that. But like for the most part, I mean, people just like to move on. There's a lot of people that grow up and they put away childish things.
No, I'll never do that.
No.
But
And
you can separate that.
I hang on to those moments and I look back and think how, I can remember how I felt having those experiences, going out to bars, with a group of friends and the fun that we'd have.
We're the Peter Pan Society. We're refusing to grow up at this table here.
Exactly.
I don't want to grow up. It looks awful.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I've never been to Never Neverland though. I'm not. You're not gonna loop
Come
me
on,
into
Jerry.
that group.
Jerry, come on down and Never Neverland.
Yeah, I know. Bubbles. That was a weird phrase.
Yeah.
What?
Say
Lube me in?
No, loop.
We heard lube.
No, not lube me in.
Freudian slap.
That's what he
Freudian
tried to do,
slap.
was lube me in.
That's why I thought you used lube.
Come on, Derek, do it for the children.
Jerry, for the children. Come on, Peter Pan.
It's slippery.
Or Michael Jackson. We don't know.
Put my finger first.
Tito, how about you?
He's
how
dead
about
now,
you?
doesn't
No,
matter.
not about Michael. How do you feel about this?
Like I said, I was a huge, like everybody at this table. I was all about Shaun of the Dead when it first came out. I watched it constantly. I remember hearing they were making 2 more. One was going to be an action film. One was going to be like a sci-fi film. I got really, really excited.
Yeah, me too.
I liked this movie instantly, just based on like what I grew up watching.
Well, I
as
figured
far as
the
like the
Bad
action,
Boys.
action films.
There's a lot of callbacks to Bad Boys in this one.
That's like all I watched. Every movie he lists
My
off
favorite was the Point Break one.
was like my favorite film growing up as a kid. Like
Did you ever
those are
lay on
all
your
the
back and
movies I
point your
watched.
gun in the air and shoot it?
You ever fire a gun whilst jumping through the air?
No.
You ever fire 2 guns while jumping through
No.
the air? What's the second worst experience? Again? I like that part. And then I like this movie instantly. I watch it more than the other 2.
It seems to be on more than the other 2 as well.
Yeah, I'm always in the mood for it though.
Could you stop and have to watch it to the end? Because that's one I do.
No, I can just bounce. Like if I only get halfway through, I'm okay because I like the first half just as much as I like.
No,
the
I do
second
too.
half.
But like, say if you're changing channels and it's on, I got to see it to the end. It's like, I got to watch the rest.
Oh
of
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. I would watch the whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. If it's on TV.
I mean,
for
we
sure.
all have those movies, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, like Shaun of the Dead, I have to be in a mood to watch.
Do you really?
I love it,
Yeah.
but
I can
like,
put that on anytime soon. They're so equal to me because they're both essentially like horror films in a sense. I mean, this one does have more action. Hot Fuzz has more action.
that was the
I
thing
mean, there's
too,
a
is-
slasher. There's
yeah.
a
But
slasher in this
there's
film.
tons
Yeah,
of
yeah,
gore.
yeah.
It's a slasher film, so like
This was more in my wheelhouse, just based on like what I grew up
Right.
watching, what I've always liked.
Cop films.
Yeah, right. Where Shaun of the Dead is just like a really, really great film.
yeah, and it's them taking on the world, or I mean, a small village, but in that village, that's the entire world. It's the 2 of them facing off against basically the world coming to an end in some sense.
Yeah,
The
and even
zombies.
World's
Yeah, and
End
then-
is
'cause
kind of
then-
more in my wheelhouse, but I
Yeah.
I haven't seen it that many times, and it's hard because those first 2 are just so good.
I think the problem I had with World's End was Nick Frost was the serious one, and that threw me for a loop. I
Yeah.
had to get
Yeah.
used to that.
Yeah,
They changed
no,
the
that's true. That was a
dynamic.
little
Yeah,
change
they
of
changed
pace.
the dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of the same way in Paul as well. He was the more serious of the 2. He was the one who,
well, and Simon Pegg was kind of a
questioned
prick
everything. Simon Pegg was just
in
a super
World's
geek.
End.
Oh yeah, he is a.
Oh,
in
yeah,
World's
no,
End,
he really
totally.
was.
Yeah, he's
He
trapped in the
got
past.
progressively douchier.
Yeah.
In the 3 roles, because
Yeah.
in Shaun of the Dead, he's fine. He's a fun-loving kind of,
Laid back every
Yeah.
man.
But then, like in Hot Fuzz, he's kind of uptight.
He's
and he
very
loosens
intense.
up, but
Right.
And
His-
then
with his
World's End,
peace
he's
lily.
just like a.
But even just between those
His
two,
peace lily.
even just between those 2 movies, he's the bizarro Shaun, and they reference that in the movie. We talked about the fence jumping.
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
He can't do it in Shaun of the Dead. Does it perfectly. Pretty much does everything right.
Yeah, yeah, he could
first
do
half
no
of the
wrong in
film.
this in the
Yeah.
in Hot Fuzz.
Whereas it's reversed in Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
He's doing everything wrong.
Yeah,
in the
but he's
beginning,
trying.
But he ends up basically
And in the third one-
surviving a zombie apocalypse.
And the third one, he's just a fuck up slacker who doesn't even want to try anything
Right,
until he
yeah.
absolutely has to.
yes.
I mean, he
So-
gets
Yeah,
everybody
that's true.
killed in Shaun of the Dead, so including his mom.
And in the
Yes,
World's
he
End.
Yeah.
does.
And in
He
World's
does.
Yeah.
End, It's all his fault.
Yeah.
That bar was a terrible place.
Well,
to
and then
hang
in
out.
like Hot Fuzz,
Winchester?
it's
That was a weird epilogue too in the World's End.
The Winchester.
yeah, where like the
Yeah,
Yeah, that
where
was
he's like
came back
wandering
to
the
life
wasteland
and-
with the
Yeah.
with the robots in tow.
But again, I saw it again recently for like the 3rd time, and I liked it more. So it's one that grows. It's a good film.
It
not
is
bad.
a good one, and I really wanted to like it a lot more than I did because
Yeah.
it being the sci-fi one of the trilogy, you know.
Yeah.
And again, it had a great cast. That one had more of Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forget the actor's name, but he's the one that played
Martin Freeman's the Hobbit guy.
The
right?
Hobbit.
Okay,
No, but
so-
I know who you're talking about. You're gonna say the guy from Sherlock, right? Who
Yes,
played
Lestrade.
Lestrade.
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of like weird looking.
He's very weird looking,
Yeah.
and he pops up. He was the warden in Deadpool 2
yes. At
when the
uh,
fat kid was in the prison there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You notice what's the guy who plays the Hobbit again? Martin
Freeman.
Freeman. You notice his role gets in each film. He's
Gets
on
increased,
screen
yeah.
time. Screen time.
Yeah, because in the first one, he only was
he's
a walk
in
by.
Daisy's
Yeah,
line.
he was the Bizarro Sean.
Sean, right? No,
No.
Was he was Bizarro Liz? Was
Yes,
he the
he was.
boyfriend?
He was.
So he would be Bizarro
Yes, he was
Liz.
Bizarro
right.
Liz.
And then in Hot Fuzz, he's in the opening. He's got that great.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello,
Oh,
Nicholas.
one of my favorite scenes in Hot Fuzz is when he goes to see his girlfriend, who's played by Kate Blanchett.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
don't even know
yeah.
it's Kate Blanchett
Yeah.
because
Oh, is that who that is?
Yes,
behind that?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
With the mask.
and everybody's like
Yeah.
totally in the crime scene investigators, so they're all dressed in the white, clean suits with the masks over their faces.
Yep.
And he says something about like, oh, and I know that you're sleeping with so and so, and she says, does he look like somebody I would
Oh,
sleep
yeah,
with?
yeah.
And they're all in the mask, and you
having a
can't see who he is.
Oh, it's
I'm
awesome.
sleeping with it's Dave.
And then he's like,
Bob?
and then he's
The guy
trying to go,
next to him.
hello there.
Hello there.
It's a very Michael Palin.
Oh,
hello there.
I know. I love that scene so much, and probably because it's got a lot of Python
That is
in
very
it.
funny. You realize the window was broken from the inside, right?
And they all turn and look.
I love how they're all happy
Great
when
scene.
he leaves
But
too.
I-
His apartment will back me up.
And then nobody says anything because they're all dressed in the clean suits, but yet he walks right in and starts talking right to her face to face.
And solves their crime.
He
for them.
solves the crime for them. You realize it was broken from the inside, right? Ooh.
That was one of
I
the
forgot
first.
that was Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
I never knew that, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one. Watching it recently was one of the first times I was like, "Oh, this is the conversation he has with Nick Frost later on in the film."
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just like can't shut it off, and
Yeah, I
they're
know.
having
Yep.
the exact same
Yep.
conversation
Yep.
all over again.
Oh,
Yep.
so I mean, the reoccurring lines. They have me listed as 50. What is it? 53.
And I'm only 50. No, she had me listed as 55, and I'm only 53.
He's only 53.
He was an extra in Straw Dogs, like
Yeah.
like all of them.
That's
Just,
Yeah.
the best. My favorite line of that movie. When was your birthday? February 27th.
What year? Every year.
I laughed
kid.
hysterically
I-
every time.
And he's looking around the bar for the first time. He starts to notice that everybody's underage, and then he's blinded by the
By
kid's
the-
braces.
So funny. Every
He
year.
gets out his pen. Click, click. When was your birthday?
and they all
What?
end up dead.
Yeah, that kid goes 1969, and he's like, "You're 47." Like,
Yeah. When were you born? And then that kid gets arrested with a cone on his head. Later
Is
on
he
in
the one?
I know.
Is he the one that he goes you and the guy he just makes a noise and goes?
He just starts
That's
squealing.
him. Yeah.
They
That
get
was him.
progressively dumber. They're all drinking beer through a straw. Like it took me a few watches before I was like, oh shit! Every single kid is drinking beer through a straw.
And they do the
How gross.
And they do the mug shots. They do the mug shots,
Yeah.
and the exact same way they do it.
Oh, it comes back at the end,
So
yeah.
every resident in that town that Sean meets for the first time, basically the first things they say, pretty much, are said again when they're all gathered at the
Yeah.
cult.
Yeah.
But it's just
Yep.
a different circumstance,
Yeah.
and that's what's cool.
Here's a
about
fun fact, and I didn't even pick this up until I was looking at the IMDb trivia. When they're doing the cult
Doug Rader
meeting, and they're
yeah.
talking about so-and-so had their twins at one point, and then they said, well, she named her twins, and it's Roger and shit.
Roger and shit.
It's Roger and something. Who's Lethal Weapon? Roger.
Oh,
Riggs and Murtaugh?
Yeah, but Roger. What's their first names? Roger and
Murtaugh and
Oh, Roger Murtaugh and
who was
Martin. Martin.
Roger
Yeah.
and Martin.
So it's Roger and Martin.
I can't believe I had to think about that. Martin
Yeah.
Riggs.
I know, me
Me
too.
too.
My
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
kept thinking Riggs. I'm like, that's not right.
Because he doesn't look like a Martin.
No.
He looks like a Riggs.
He looks like a
but-
Riggs.
That's Gibson, right? Mel
Yeah, Gibson doesn't
Martin
look
Riggs.
like
Yeah.
a Martin
Yeah.
at all.
I'm Marty.
Marty. Okay, Marty
His
Riggs.
wife used to call him Marty.
Yeah,
before
Marty
she
Riggs.
died.
Marty!
Before he went suicidal. She called him Marty.
Something's got to be done about your partner.
It's a black guy.
He's too old for this shit.
Marty! Come to me with the future. Why, Doc? What happens? You get pulled over by cops and say some really nasty things that will spoil your career.
Sugar tits. Old Sugar Tits himself. I never noticed that though. That they name him.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't think I caught on to that either. That's cool.
I read that before I rewatched it, just before we recorded. Whenever
Skinner.
Mr. Skinner to the office, Mr. Skinner. I love that.
What's her name?
up.
What's her name? She moonlights as
Oh yeah, and the Andes look at her like, hey.
And I got to tell you something. As someone who,
You have a mustache.
Yeah, I know. No, but what before?
all right, go ahead. You go
What I was
first.
going to say
All
was
right.
about Mr. Skinner.
Yeah.
Every time there's an accident, he pulls up in his car.
Yes.
The music on the radio pertains to
Yes.
what happened.
Yeah.
So like when the actor and actress dies, like it's Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits playing on the radio because that was the play they were just
Totally.
in.
And his first line, whenever he comes across Simon Pegg, is basically his confession.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
that's awesome.
I know.
I murdered people.
Yeah. Yes.
No,
I'm a madman.
I'm a slasher. I'm a slasher. Of prices.
I was going to say,
Yes, I own the local marché.
You know,
As,
did Shaun of the Dead have a Bond? Any? It was Roger.
No.
Moore in it,
No.
No.
It should have because
Yeah, because in
I
the
just
other one,
realized that he
he
was-
has a bond in
yeah.
the second,
yeah,
in the third
Pierce
one too.
Brosnan
Sean did
is
not
in
have
the.
a Bond.
Oh yeah, Pierce
Yeah.
Brosnan's in World's
no.
End.
No.
That's right. He
Golden
was the professor.
opportunity, Edgar Wright.
They did.
Yeah.
They
Had
had
Roger
the,
Moore. He
the
was doing
mom.
Spice World. He could have done.
They had the mom from Doctor Who, an episode of Doctor Who. That's the only thing.
But
I want to say real
Okay.
quickly, as someone who worked at a supermarket
Yeah.
for a while,
Yeah.
a very longer than I should have. I love that scene.
scene with the
just
zombies?
Yeah, just the scene.
No, like
in
the
Hot
action-
Fuzz.
Oh,
In Hot Fuzz. When they have the showdown, the final showdown
Yeah.
with Skinner is in
Yeah.
a fucking excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to swear so much, Mom. Supermarket.
Sorry, Steven. If you're listening.
The fact that the showdown takes place in the supermarket is awesome.
Yeah.
And how they're fighting with cold cuts and
Yep. And ramming the meat case with
and
all the trolleys.
I love the two cops. The other two cops. Oh, murder.
Oh yeah, the Andes.
Change
Yeah.
the and the one in the mustache is in The World's End. I can't
Yes.
remember
Yes.
his name. Right?
Yeah.
He's great.
They both have mustaches.
He's the one that's in
don't
love
they?
with.
But
Yeah.
do they both?
Yeah,
they-
he's the one that says you got red on you, Granddad.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rafe Spall.
Accidents happen all
Yes.
the time. Yeah.
Is he related to Timothy Spall?
Yes.
You didn't know that?
No.
I didn't know that
Do you know who
England's a
Timothy Spall
very
is?
small
No.
country.
Timothy Spall is Peter
Ron-
Pettigrew in Harry Potter.
Ron Weasley's
Oh,
rat.
that's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which-
interesting.
Which,
They
when you
don't
think
look
about it, Ron
anything
Weasley has been
alike.
walking around with a rat man in his pocket for how long?
I know.
For a long time. Scabbers.
Yeah. Those movies have a
Yeah.
lot of
And,
problems.
Yeah, and his name is Scabbers.
He was in
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd too.
That's too close to scabies. For
Yes,
me.
exactly.
He's in a bunch of Tom Cruise movies. He was in
Top
The Last Samurai. He's in what's the one? The Vanilla Sky.
Oh,
Oh, I never saw that.
Oh,
one.
you don't like that? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh, it's a facial prosthetic. For a second, I thought we were talking about a fucking mask. That's the best. I fucking love that scene.
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, a facial prosthetic. Oh my god, so
Never seen
weird.
the
It's
most.
very weird.
It's out there.
I'll check it out. All right, so yeah, enough of that. Back to Hot Fuzz. Back to any movie other than the Fright Night.
What's your favorite kill?
Favorite kill would have to be. I have no idea. The steeple. The steeple
Yeah,
kill might
Tim.
be
I was
going
going to say that. Tim Messenger.
Tim Messenger.
Yeah.
Because after that,
Oh, my God.
he's moving around without a head,
Yeah,
and
well-
the thing's balancing on top
Yeah.
of his head, blood squirting everywhere. Yeah,
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Perfectly aimed.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Officer endorses like
But
teenage suicide.
But I love like they call his name. They call his name out of the raffle just before
I
it,
know.
and the priest goes, "Tim, your number is up,"
right.
and then the
Right.
steeple falls on him.
Well, all right. So the kills themselves, when they're carting what's his name home after peeing publicly in the bar.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
They bring him home. He's drunk.
Yeah.
He goes into his house that doesn't
Yeah.
fit the aesthetic look of
Right.
the town.
Yeah.
And
He's the refrigerator guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Right.
refrigerator magnate they call it, which is a pun in itself. He made all his money in appliances.
And I love
He's the refrigerator
I love
magnate.
the cop joke. It's pretty ironic that he made his living in
Yeah, making
refrigerators.
selling
and-
refrigerators,
Yep.
and he died
Died
with
by the oven.
leaving the oven on.
Yep.
George Merchant.
Yes,
I think
Mr.
it's
Merchant.
Merchant,
Right,
Merchant,
thank
that's
you.
the
Yeah.
Ron Cook.
So I like how they're cutting like back and forth between what he's doing, and then he'll open the fridge, close up of him opening up the fridge, but it's Sean taking a beer out.
Yeah.
Back in Nick Frost, not Sean, Nick in this movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Nick Angel, yeah.
And,
Yeah,
so
because
Nicholas
that was
Angel,
that was when
Nicholas- I
that was
do
when he
that
invited him
all
back
the
to his
time.
place to watch movies,
Right.
right?
Yeah. So that's the bad boy scene.
Yeah.
The Point Break the
By
movie
the
scene.
power of Grayskull.
And
Shows
just
him his
cutting
video
back
collection.
and forth between them sitting on the couch, he's falling on the bed, and then it's awesome.
He's like turning on the stove, making the beans.
Yeah,
and
the beans and
toast.
the yeah.
Yeah.
A parallel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And even when
great
they leave
scene.
him in the house, they say, "Hate to be him in the morning."
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
and what's his name? Skinner says he'll be in pieces tomorrow.
That's
yeah,
right,
right.
yeah.
When before they cut him out.
Yeah, and that's when I was saying earlier, he pulls up in his car later and he's playing. You hear the song "Fire" by Crazy Arthur Brown.
Oh, see, I didn't even notice that
Yeah.
one. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I always liked Timothy Dalton, but between
I love
this
him in this.
and Penny Dreadful and Doom Patrol,
Oh,
I
he was
love him.
awesome in Penny Dreadful.
I never
he's
realized
great.
how
Very
awesome he
good.
was. Like, I wasn't a huge James Bond fan, so I
Yeah.
never really saw that. But I think he is an awesome actor.
I
gotta
huge
go
Bond,
back and
I'm
give-
a huge Bond fan, but I never really liked him as Bond until after I saw this.
But-
and
Not a lot
Penny
of people
Dreadful.
liked him
I
as
was just
Bond.
gonna
That's why he
ask
only
you.
made 2 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. I was going to ask
He wasn't
you
popular at
because
all.
You're a huge Bond. Isn't he like kind of the black sheep of the family?
No.
He's
Lazenby.
not.
That's
He's-
George Lazenby.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
George
I always
Lazenby
thought-
did On Her Majesty's Secret Service. He only did one. After him,
Connery came back.
Connery came back, and then Roger Moore took over. And then Dalton did 2. He did The Living Daylights, and he did
License to
License
Kill.
to Kill.
License to Kill, I know.
And I mean, I like
I
those
like
movies.
that. I like
I got to go back and watch them. I
I-
haven't seen them
yeah.
since they came out.
Brosnan did 4.
Did you
after
like Brosnan?
Yep.
Yeah, Brosnan was my Bond.
Brosnan is your Bond.
Brosnan, I was at the age when GoldenEye came out. That was the first Bond movie I ever saw in the theater. It was fucking awesome. That movie is one of, if not the best or my favorite Bond movie. The music, the cast, the story, the setting, I love that.
Nintendo
Was
64 game.
Yeah,
yes,
and the
that's
game was
probably
awesome
why
too.
I love it so much. Is really just the game.
People are still talking about that
Yeah,
game to this
well, absolutely.
day.
So I mean, and his movies progressively got worse, and then
Yeah.
and then obviously you get
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, which I mean, he only made one lousy, well, not somewhat lousy one. Quantum of Solace.
How many did he make? 3 or 4?
He made 5.
He made
5.
5.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've done
Casino,
5.
Yeah.
Daniel
yeah,
Craig?
Casino
Yeah.
Royale, Quantum of Solace,
Spectre?
Skyfall. Skyfall, Spectre. No
Time to Die.
Time to
Alright.
Die.
Oh, that's the most
5.
recent
That's the
one.
most.
Yeah.
That was the last.
Oh,
So he
no way.
and his 5 movies were like one cohesive
Universe.
universe arc.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even though Judi Dench played M in
The Brosnan ones.
in his movies and in the Brosnan movies, they kept her around
I
because
only
She was
saw
the
Casino
connective
Royale.
tissue.
that's like how they always go back to Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
Yeah.
So they always went back to Judi Dench.
So yeah, Hot Fuzz. Any other things we have to say about it? Because now we're just going.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's pretty much it. It's a great movie.
It's a great series.
Celebrating 15 years. It's part of an
I can't believe
excellent
it's 15
trilogy.
years old
Yeah.
already, man.
15 years.
I never knew about the trilogy until you guys told me.
I didn't know
What?
it had a name until
the
Tito.
the
Cornetto
Cornetto.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cornetto.
It's also
is an ice cream.
called the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
They eat a different. He eats a different flavor. In
Yeah.
Each of the 3
Oh,
flavors.
all right.
In Shaun of the
yeah,
Dead, it's
yeah.
the red Cornetto because
Cornetto, yeah.
that's the
You want
strawberry
everything.
flavor.
I got red
because-
on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and because of zombies in the blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In this one, it's the blue vanilla one. The wrapper is blue because of the police.
Yeah.
And in the next one, it's green, like the mint flavored ones because they're supposed to be aliens from outer space.
that's
Oh, so Cornetto ice cream.
I always
see.
think they're robots. I forget they're from outer space.
And
Yeah,
I'm
but they are
I'm
robots.
thinking
They're
triple ice
alien
cream.
robots.
I was thinking vanilla chocolate strawberry. What's that one?
The Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan, yeah.
Ah.
That's the
So
that's a different
Cornetto
show.
is
Cornetto is the brand.
Yeah.
Here in America, we
okay.
call them drumsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the drumsticks.
Oh,
you know the
wow.
ice cream in the ice cream cone in a wrapper.
Yeah.
all right.
Peel the
Yeah,
top
it's got like
off.
the little nuts on
I
the
was
top.
thinking
and
Cornetto was like Neapolitan.
no,
but
no,
just like
Cornetto was the brand.
different ice creams.
Yeah. No, here in the States we call them
Well, now I
drumsticks.
understand it better now.
Drumstick.
See that?
Very
Now
good,
you're gonna
yeah.
watch the movies all
Now
over
I gotta
again.
watch them all over again.
Binge watch 'em. But the drumstick trilogy just doesn't have the
No,
same
no.
ring to
No,
it, does it?
I mean,
Cornetto.
that's what they're.
No, that makes me
called
think of
in,
it. That's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think we think of chicken drummies.
Chicken trilogy.
Like Roach Brothers chicken drummies.
Chicken
You know those?
trilogy.
The Queen calls them cornettos. So
The Queen.
That's what
Oh
they're
well,
calling
the Queen
about
calls
that.
them that. then-
David, kill the Queen.
Wait, the Queen calls these movies that?
She calls them the corn. No, she
Like the Queen's in bed watching.
You've got red on you.
Harry, bring me a cornetto.
Philip.
Bring me a cornetto,
Oh, I
Harry.
forgot he's dead.
it's Hot Fuzz. I need the vanilla one.
Where's Harry? He left, Mother. He's gone to the States
gone
with his
to-
new wife. Oh, I need a drumstick.
He's gone to Canada.
Where's Philip?
Philip.
Oh, he's on that island
Hot
again.
Fuzz.
The island with all the young girls. Right? Isn't that her husband? The
Probably.
one that was on Epstein Island?
Wait, isn't
Epstein
Philip's
Island.
the husband that
No,
died?
Philip
Oh,
is
no.
gone.
Who was the other
Oh,
one? That was
Prince
Prince
Andrew.
Harry.
No, Prince
No.
Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew's the Andrew's
Randy
the,
and-
So wait a minute.
Randy
Wait. Which is the prince that looks like Bugs Bunny with a buck tooth that has
Oh,
cake?
Jesus.
Oh, William.
That's
William.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Henry is the
Harry's
one
the
who
one that looks like
Scott
Eddie
Fargus.
with Ed Sheeran.
I
Harry's
think
the one is absolutely not Prince Charles's son. That's Harry.
I think
She made a baby with somebody a lot more fun.
hey,
And it's reflective in that hair.
Seamus.
Right? I mean,
Seamus O'Donnelly.
all of a sudden they got red. The kid's got red hair. Yeah. I'm buying that one.
I think he looks like Scott Farkas. Man, I'm gonna stand by it.
He's an old Doyle.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that. And they rule.
He's a Doyle.
He's an old
Doyle.
Doyle.
rules.
Yeah, and they rule. And they
Yeah, that
slip on
makes
banana
sense.
peels and drive off cliffs.
If you just put one of those raccoon skin hats on him,
Bloody hell.
it's totally Scott.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Just like this movie, Hot Fuzz.
Ah, God save
Bloody
the Queen.
hell.
Yes, this movie does have a lot of blood in it. A lot of gore. It's got
It's-
everything. And it's got a
it's
lot of
so
action.
funny.
And
Oh
that
my
last
God.
20 minutes, it is some of the best action I have seen in a film.
Yeah.
It's the payoff is so good. It's,
It
it's
totally is.
Yeah.
where
the
like the
showdown,
other three
like,
just
yeah.
aren't. They just like when they're fighting the robots in part 3. It's like I'm not necessarily buying how badass they are.
Yeah.
When they're
Yeah.
fighting but in this, it's just like the payoff is just.
Well,
so
again, they
good.
win, whereas in Shaun of the Dead,
So
they lose,
good.
right?
Yeah, but even that, some of the like the scene with the Queen song playing on the jukebox.
Yeah.
This is very like choreographed, funny, kind
Yeah,
of
totally.
hokey. It's not as bad like that scene at the end of Hot Fuzz. That last 20 minutes where they're just fucking up old people.
Oh, God.
is so funny. And just
priest.
such a great payoff.
It's-
Fuck it.
Pulls out that.
It's almost
so
done.
good.
It's
Hits him in the
almost done
shoulder.
like it's almost done like a dance number. The moment he comes into town
On the horse.
on the horse,
Check
just
out
to-
his heart.
Check out his heart.
Yeah.
And you
Have
got
you
what's
seen the
his
new Officer? Check out his arse.
You see the guy, and the guy's like another beautiful day in God's country.
Oh, that's
Camera
right.
pans back. As soon as you see him on the horse, the rest of that movie,
Uh-huh.
like Tito
Yeah.
said, all choreographed, all awesome from start to
Oh, and
finish.
Yeah.
his old mother behind the stone fence.
Oh my God.
Trying to reload the shotgun.
And he jumps up and kicks her in the face.
Drop kicks her face.
Next thing you know, they cut to her like with her nose like splayed across her cheeks.
Oh my God! These like sweet looking people are getting their toes blown off. They're getting gunned down left and right.
That old guy wakes up finally.
They
and
did
pulls out
start
a
it.
sword.
But
They
you know
did
what?
start it.
No, and you know what?
started it.
Totally did.
The old people,
No,
they
no,
deserve
I
it.
know. I have no problem with it.
The only one to die is the guy from the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Explodes on the mine.
on the
You're right.
mine, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right. In the
yeah,
evidence,
Which
show.
I was thinking about that today. Like, so there's a lot of deaths in this movie, but the only ones that kill people are the bad guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
good,
even Skinner
yeah,
survives. Right?
the
Yeah.
good guys.
Oh my God,
yeah.
but
I know, right? And
it's-
he's got the.
It's really hurt.
Really, yeah. That's. Oh.
Probably better if he didn't.
But
I
they know,
know.
like the priest gets hit in the shoulder, and
Yeah.
like you see all the injuries that people got when they take all those
they redo the mugshots
yeah.
and everything.
the
Drop your
mugshots.
gun or the ginger nut gets it.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of like it's funny that like he
And everything again happens the way it does in the beginning. He comes into town, he meets everybody. It's fascist hag.
yeah.
But this time it's violent. When he check out his R's. Now it's check out his horse. You
Yeah.
know, it's just, I just love how it's just
It changes, but
basically-
it's the
It's
same.
retelling the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
But if it was a freaking Bad Boys movie, and
Yeah,
that's
they even get
awesome.
their moment too, where they're standing together
Yes.
and the camera
Yep.
circles
Yeah,
them. And
exactly.
total
slow
homage.
motion. They put their sunglasses on. It's
Yep.
fucking awesome.
And then you think it's done.
This is awesome.
You think it's done, right?
Yeah.
No. There's a whole other showdown scene in a freaking supermarket, and then it goes off the wall yet again. Again, with people, the deli people behind the counter, and they're
Throwing
fighting
hatchets
They're
and,
fighting the
yeah.
carriage gatherers. You got what's her name, the table dancer secretary, and Doris having a cat fight, which is awesome.
And she hits her with the
yeah,
floor is wet sign.
Yep. That's a little girl on girl action.
Nicholas, don't go being a twatter now. Oh, God, that's awesome. Yeah, no, it is a fantastic movie without a doubt, and
great, yeah.
you can watch it again and again.
On face value, there's just you watch it one time. There's just like a lot of really funny things happening, and then there's a really great action
Yeah.
scenes, and then on multiple viewings, you just see how clever it is because it is just like funny shit. Like they bring the little guy home. And he's like, well, how much is that? He's like, 20. And he gives him, here's your change. And he gives him the 20 bag. He's like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then he like just, someone's had too much to drink. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I just had the one. And he's like, not you. And then the guy's peeing on the arcade game. Like little.
Yeah.
You just, one time through, it's just like a funny movie with some fun action. And then, you watch it a few more times. It's very,
Catch
it's
the
very
different
smart.
humor.
Oh, shit, I missed that the last
Some might
time.
say elevated.
Yeah.
It's elevated humor, elevated
Some
comedy.
might say
Well,
elevated.
it is British.
Without being pretentious.
It's I'm not gonna argue.
Just a
I don't have another hour to argue.
which
All right.
I don't see in the other two as much. Like I feel like they just hit the mark so perfectly.
Well,
with
Shaun
this
of the
one.
Dead does do it, but it's even more subtle, and it's not as much. In Hot Fuzz, Hot Fuzz is the best example of an Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah.
I think all his talent comes out in this film over the other two.
It makes me very curious as to what the Ant-Man movie
Oh,
I was
gonna
thinking
what
that.
it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like Ant-Man. I'm not going to shit on it.
Yeah.
No, I do
Yeah,
too.
it's okay.
But it
what was
probably would have been even better.
Peyton Reed.
Peyton Reed
Yeah.
ended up
Like
directing
yeah,
it.
and I like those movies, but I'm
But
curious.
Edgar Wright still got a producing credit on it.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how much he was
And,
still
I
involved
think
after.
a writing credit also.
I-
think,
yeah,
because
he did.
I think like
I knew they
the
took a lot of
basic story. And
yeah,
they,
it was
they
based
didn't-
on his original
Well, my
treatment.
understanding was the thing that was like the deal breaker for him was that they wanted to add the scene with Falcon, and he was like, I don't want to do that.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, I remember
Wonder
reading
why.
a story like he
Yeah.
just didn't.
He
He,
did-
was
he
like,
didn't-
that doesn't work for my story. We don't
Oh,
need-
all right.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be in that scene.
He didn't want. He didn't want any other
didn't wanna compromise
heroes
his thing.
overshadowing Ant-Man.
So that was
was
the
just
creative
like-
difference.
That's what I remember reading that a while ago. I mean, it could be bullshit, but
That's a good scene. But
Yeah.
it wasn't a
I
quote
feel
that I
like
read
they had
from
to
him,
have
but I
changed
remember-
other stuff.
Yeah.
just that one Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they
scene
changed
wasn't that.
plenty around to make it
Yeah.
all fit
Yeah.
to where he had to go to see the Falcon.
All right, well, that's a good place to end this. There's no coming back from this now. We've had our say. We're ready to wrap this
Dare
one
we
up.
talk about geek flags flying?
Yeah.
Yes, we dare.
What's making our see Hot Fuzz. If you have not seen these movies, what the hell is wrong with you? Go see them. They're funny. They're awesome.
And you don't
They're a
have
lot
to
of
see
fun.
them in a certain order.
No,
It's
you
not
really
like-
don't.
No,
But
yeah.
but try to because we did mention some stuff that was cool
Just
about
see how
seeing
it
them in
no.
order.
No, try to see
If
them.
anything, what's his face?
Oh, you mean like the progression of
yeah, the
Morgan
progression
Freeman's
of
characters?
Freeman. Yeah, well, that's something,
Yeah. Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye's in it less.
He's in it less.
No,
goes
Nye.
together.
Nye.
Bill Nye.
Yeah, not Nye.
Yeah.
Bill Nye is the science
Oh,
guy.
excuse me.
No, but how do you pronounce the GH though?
Nye.
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 I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, that's right. Bill Nye.
Hold on, let me get doubly double.
Hold on.
Yo, Bill, what the fuck?
I'm gonna call his mom. I want to know for
You gonna
sure.
call Bill Nye's mom?
I'll call his mom. She would know better than he would, I imagine.
Yeah, totally.
This is Nye. Nye.
Nye.
Means
What
like-
the hell is making our geek flags fly?
All right, who's starting?
Who wants to start? Why don't you start, Brian?
All right,
Sucks.
so
Bring us back. Bring
I'm.
us back.
What's making my geek flag fly is I got to see the next two episodes of Outer Range,
Same.
and it is just getting better and better. It's getting better and better.
It's gonna
I
be
really
your
like
geek
it.
flag thing for a while. Though, huh?
Well, I don't until something else comes out, but yeah, that and
Squirrel.
Barry season 3 started.
Oh, that's
Sunday.
right. I saw that on HBO.
And it's a great show. Everybody should check that out.
I gotta catch up on that.
I did. I rewatched seasons 1 and 2 because it seems like it's been like 8 years since it's been on.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
there was
gotta
such.
look
It's
stuff
been
over.
like 5, right?
It's well,
They took
be-
a break for
4 or
sure.
5
yeah,
years.
because of the
stuff.
pandemic, there was like at least 2 years or 3 years in between seasons. So, yeah, Yeah, it's been a long, long time, so I had to get caught up on seasons 1 and 2, and I'm glad I did. It's a funny freaking show. Very dark humor, very dry humor, but it's good. I really encourage everybody to check that one out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, you.
Deep breath.
So I haven't been the biggest fan of Moon Knight until today. The newest episode is awesome. It was. It picks up, obviously. Picks up with a third one left. As most fourth episodes do, or whatever we're up to now. But
we're on episode 5.
And my biggest gripe has been that he hasn't been Moon Knight for very much, and he's not Moon Knight once in this episode.
No.
But it was absolutely captivating.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, it's like he leaves off in the last episode. He's in this, and he gets shot by
Mark
Harrow.
hasn't seen it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Mark is 2 episodes behind.
Jesus,
Spoil
Mark.
it.
All right,
I'll
well,
still
I can't
see it.
talk about it.
About it. It's
Fuck
okay.
it. Fuck
I
it.
don't give a shit. I'll still watch it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it, then I'll watch it.
It's a psychological investigation, I guess, of the character, and it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I liked the show either until I saw last week's episode, and then I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good."
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
even last week's
by
though
the
was
end,
boring until that
a little
end
bit towards
scene.
the
Yeah.
end, and then I was like, "Oh, this is good."
I don't want to say too much because you haven't seen it. So
I really don't care.
I
keep talking
Still
about
don't want to ruin it for you.
Don't give
Well,
away
I'm not
too
gonna
much
talk
of the
about it.
newest
Yeah.
episode because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right, Tito cares more than I
The
do.
newest episode, I
Don't give a
definitely care. I haven't.
Well, then I
seen it.
definitely aren't going to continue because I
But
care more.
say a
than
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
Say as much as you can without
Well, without
It
ruining
just it's a very good just acting wise alone. Like Oscar Isaac is fan-fucking-tastic in this
Yeah.
episode, and it's definitely worth the watch.
I even like his I don't know, that British accent. I think it's fun and very BBC, and he uses this great that great lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? And
Well, he's a very goofy Brit.
Well,
yeah.
Like he's not a straight.
Watching
uptight
it today,
Brit. He's-
I think I finally put my finger on who he may be imitating
you
when he does
did.
his British accent.
Who?
Rick Mayall.
Who's that?
Rick Mayall, the Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What's up, snot face?
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's got his teeth. When he talks with his British accent, he puts his teeth over his lip. Yeah.
What was his name?
Rick Mayall,
Rick Mayo. What was that show he was in?
the young ones.
The Young Ones.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Cobwebs now.
Didn't we
'Cause he
find
said
out
that.
figure out that he was in another movie that we saw? He was like a.
Well, he's
Guy in a
He's
bar.
in
He's
an
in a bar.
American Werewolf in London.
That's right.
Yeah, he's one of the guys playing darts.
He spits out the beer. After,
That's right, after the
Brian
Alamo joke.
Glover tells the Alamo joke, and he's the only. He finds it incredibly funny.
Yeah.
He can't hold his
Yeah.
beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jokes out the Mexicans. Ah! Excuse me, but what's that star on the wall for?
He was in Harry Potter.
You
too.
made me.
All right, how about you?
miss.
Outer Range, I saw you covered that.
Yeah.
This weekend, you had mentioned this in the beginning. Joe Bob, the new season of Joe Bob Briggs
right.
is coming out Friday, so we'll probably get it either Sunday or
Next
the
week.
following week.
God knows when
Depends
the
on
Shudder app
what they're doing
on
down there.
Amazon will show it, but
And I saw a movie with what's her name from House of Wax remake and
With The Cellar?
Alicia Cuthbert?
Alicia Cuthbert?
Is that how you say
That was
it?
good.
The Cellar was very good.
Oh.
Starts off like it's going to be an elevated movie, and I was thinking of you guys while watching this whole thing. It's like, oh, here's another one we're going to check out, but it's got a great payoff. Awesome story.
Is it two old people having sex?
No,
Oh,
no.
I don't want to see it.
Tito wants no part of it.
No one has sex in this
Oh,
movie.
well,
Alicia Cuthbert, excuse me, doesn't
Alicia
have sex.
Cuthbert, no
Alicia
sex for her?
Cuthbert.
She's
It's
nice.
And she's getting older.
What's it called? I'll
called-
watch her in like 40
It's called
years.
The
Cellar.
It's called The Cellar. Yeah.
And who is this an A24 film?
No, it is not.
No.
No.
it's on Shudder.
It is on Shudder, of course. And I had heard about it. I was listening to the to Adam Green's Movie Crypt podcast, and she was a guest star.
Oh, nice.
And I guess this was, kind of her return to acting. I guess she took a break for a while, or she?
Did she?
Well,
hadn't
she did
done a
that.
whole
She did the show that Happy Endings.
Happy Endings.
Yeah.
she was
And
on
then
that for a while.
then she's kind of
Yeah.
disappeared
What
for a
was
little
Happy
bit.
Endings? I don't remember that one.
It's like a 30-something
Oh.
kind of comedy show about
Okay.
about a bunch of friends.
Yeah, it's very like New Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
yeah.
My daughter likes New Girl.
Well, it didn't last too long, right?
Yeah, Damon Wayans Jr. is in it, and
Yeah.
the girl that was from Scrubs, one of the girls from Scrubs was in it.
Alicia Cuthbert's
Sarah-
in it.
Sarah
Oh,
Chalk?
and
Well, she's good in this.
Yeah.
She's a mom now in this, and the last time I saw her was in
She got
24
pregnant?
when she was a daughter. Well, she's a mom in the show. She's old enough to play a mom now. Just blew my mind. I remember
People
seeing
get
her
older,
in
Mark.
24. I know what
Old school
happens.
get older.
They don't all.
Look at
they-
Tito.
She grew up
they
fast.
don't-
Old school, girl next door,
Oh God. Great movies.
House of Wax.
Both of those movies are great. House of Wax, I got to see again. I think I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
do.
appreciate it more this
I
time.
bet you won't.
I am.
Oh, come on, just
I bet you
the
No, I will or I
the
won't.
Paris Hilton death alone is worth
That's
watching
true.
it for.
That's true. Anytime
She
Paris
didn't die in
Hilton
real
goes.
life, though. She was still terrorizing
Yeah,
humanity
it's-
after that.
Yeah, it's,
Give it time, Tito. If you believe hard enough, you never
I
know.
only saw it once.
I'm sure the clap's eating away.
away.
The herpes and the clap. and-
She's so rich. She Johnson & Johnson. They'll fucking they'll fucking take care of it. They got a thing for
That's what she
it.
does in Repo the Genetic Opera.
That's right. I
Where
keep
she's actually
forgetting she's in
she's
that.
actually really surprisingly good in that
She
movie.
is.
Yeah.
Is she?
She
Yes.
is.
Yeah,
That's
a
one
fun
of those.
movie.
That's like a Sin City thing, though. Everybody's good in
No,
that
but
movie.
like it's a movie where like I wouldn't think of her taking something like that seriously.
Yeah.
I would.
It's
I would
basically her poking fun at herself.
Yeah, I was gonna
well,
say.
yeah.
Isn't she
But
basically
between
playing
that and the
herself?
fact that it's even just like it's kind of like a weird out there horror movie.
Yeah.
Like I would picture people like her being very like judgmental of the filmmakers and the people.
Not
that
as she
make
did
movies
House
like
of
that.
Wax. Certainly not.
Well,
I mean,
no,
it's
she did House of.
it's a straight up legit.
It
it's
is-
an
it
opera.
is an
There's-
opera.
Yeah,
it's
and she
it's
sings
pretty
in it. I
amazing.
mean,
She
she's not
sings,
very
yeah.
good, but they're catchy. They're catchy. But
has
she
some
didn't write
catchy
them.
songs.
I don't feel bad saying that because she didn't
Nah,
have
dude,
to.
she's
trying to-
fucking rich. She gave somebody some Johnson & Johnson money, and they fucking wrote her some songs.
Johnson and Johnson.
Right? Or is it no, it's the Hilton
Yeah,
Hotels.
yeah.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Right? She's friends
John-
with Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson and
people.
Johnson are
Johnson and
staying up on the
Johnson a lot.
14th floor.
Yeah, she uses-
Johnson & Johnson is the,
She uses
yeah.
the baby oil a lot, but not. She's not.
Paris Johnson. Her name's Paris Johnson.
Well, we got this. We got the simple life. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's her and Nikki's line, like
Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
Nicole
So
Richie Johnson.
what the hell am I talking about?
Lionel
The
Richie's
Cellar.
daughter.
Go see it. Awesome. Awesome. Basically, it's a mother looking for a family that moves into an old house. Classic trope with something really menacing in the cellar. The daughter disappears going down the cellar,
Oh, no.
and they basically have to go and find her. It's a
How big is
demonic
this
kind of
cellar?
movie. You have to see the movie to find out, Tito.
Yeah,
That's why it's called The Cellar.
that's crazy.
That's mine. What's yours?
I ain't been watching nothing new, but
All right,
I
then.
recently I recently acquired a comic book that I've been trying to get for a while. It's one of Derek's favorite comic book characters. It's Uncanny X-Men 244. It's the first appearance of Jubilee.
Jubilee.
Fuck you. I got all excited for a second. I should have known better.
I got it recently. I found a really good deal on Mercari. It's
How
come out-
much?
It's
How
I
much?
only pay like $45 for it.
How much are these
That's
comic?
Jesus. That's a lot of money for
That's
a
No
Jubilee.
way.
That's
That was
Jesus.
like one of the cheapest ones that I'd found.
Well, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
Jubilee.
No, people love Jubilee, bro.
Yeah,
Dude.
What's wrong with
You're
Jubilee?
looking right at one of them.
Right at
I
it.
know, I know. Listen, I'm usually on the same page with all the weird random people that you are fans of. I'm all about Johnny Legs. I'm all about
It's
Joey
more,
Pants.
It's more the nostalgia of the X-Men for me as a whole, like
Yeah.
acquiring first appearances of people that I can actually afford to acquire.
Oh, okay.
Like if I could get incredible, like the Hulk 181, that I would, but I don't got $10,000 just lying around.
Yeah, he
unfortunately.
doesn't have that
I
Paris
will
Hilton money
someday.
yet.
I don't have that Johnson & Johnson money yet. or Hilton money. I don't have none of that money.
Tito
Yeah, the Hiltons don't
I
have it
don't got
anymore.
none of
either.
that money. The most expensive one, I got Gambit's first appearance.
See, that's
I
respectable.
paid 80 for that, and that one has jumped up a lot since I got it.
Actually, 80 is pretty good for that.
Yeah, when I got it, I got a good deal on it. But yeah, I've been looking around for the stuff that's more attainable for
Attainable.
someone like myself.
Just like
Yeah.
Jubilee, definitely.
Just like
that,
Jubilee.
that describes
Just
Jubilee.
like
She's
Jubilee.
attainable.
That's it. She's shooting fireworks right into my mouth.
that's gonna hurt.
She's age appropriate now.
How much does the first appearance of Kitty Pryde go for? That's got to be up
I
there.
don't know. Check it out.
Dude, well, was that wasn't giant size? She doesn't appear in that giant.
No, I don't
size
think she
actually,
does.
right?
No.
Nope.
Because that one goes for like thousands of fucking dollars. Fuck you, comic book people.
Jesus.
Speaking of
No,
X-Men,
I want it. I want it, and I can never have it.
I'm reading House of M.
Can I borrow it when you're done? I'd like to read it so I know what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
too.
when
Or
I'm
is this
done,
a
you-
digital?
No, I got it.
That's a big series.
Yeah.
House of M is bananas.
There's a lot of tie-ins.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's when
Give me the cliff notes.
when
then.
you were like, oh my god, the Scarlet Witch is the fucking most amazing
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah, I've only just
Well,
started
that's
it.
why-
She's a powerhouse.
That's why I think I liked
Like,
WandaVision so much, because I'm like,
powerhouse.
finally,
Yeah.
like
That's
they're
when, like,
really
when people
showing
would
how
talk
powerful she is.
When people would talk about it, I was like, dude, you have no idea, like, what, like, she's just not moving blocks around.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't even know what like, I don't know what hex fucking magic is.
Yeah.
But you can, it's whatever the fuck she wants it to be.
Yeah.
She just does
She's a
whatever she
living
wants.
reality stone.
She says no more mutants, and they all fucking disappear. Like, it's,
And that's the
She's
big
awesome.
theory.
So she snaps and she's got the power.
she makes them
That
all
was
go
another
away.
thing that populated a lot on the internet.
She can do whatever.
No-
since
nobody
they
got it
dropped
once.
that new
Snap,
Doctor
got the
Strange
power.
trailer.
Got it. Yeah.
Was that, like, the big theory is that, you know,
Took me a second.
the House of the House of M storyline is going to kind of play into it. As
Yeah.
Basically, there's the people that think that the Illuminati kind of arranged a House of M type situation, and that's why the MCU doesn't have mutants. Basically, that, you know, Wolverine and the X-Men, they were right alongside in other universes. You know, it's helping New York and Sokovia, whatever.
Well, it looks like they're trying to
Yep,
push,
it was
push
Sokovia.
her to that breaking point sooner.
Oh yeah,
as soon as
yeah,
possible.
and they tease
Yeah.
it, and there's definitely like I'm looking forward to that movie because, like, they're showing shots of her fighting side by side with Wong, but then they show like the broken
Wanda,
they like the
Maximoff.
broken
Yeah.
Wanda, like with the scar,
Yeah.
like kind of touching the face of the Scarlet
Witch.
I'm like, it's gonna be great. And you know, and she's a decent actress,
She is.
and I think that
Yeah,
she
she's doing a good
like.
job.
I'm big on multiple personalities.
She's no Mary-Kate and Ashley, but
Yeah,
she's
no,
good.
you know,
Thank
raking
God,
them in.
thank God she's no Mary-Kate and
not
Ashley.
raking it in like those guys.
Yeah. She was never around for the Steve Guttenberg
No.
days with the Olsen twins.
Yeah, but that series, and even like when they got into like Avengers versus X-Men, when they brought back the Phoenix Force and it possesses like 5 people instead of 1.
Yeah,
And she's one of 2 people that's strong enough to fight it.
yeah.
Like there was like a point when I was like,
She
oh my
is like literally
They-
one of, if not the most powerful mutant that there is.
God. Yeah, or being in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because they
Like,
haven't even mentioned mutants
yeah.
yet.
And the thing with the blocks, like I remember the
she's going like this, and
yeah,
you're like, this.
I remember.
bullshit.
I remember the
This
after
bullshit.
credit scene,
Yeah.
like where they were showing her and Quicksilver, and like she's doing that in the cell. It's like, oh, dude. But, like, now I'm looking around and people are like, huh? And I'm like, you fuckers don't have any clue what's gonna happen.
But when you get to
Yeah.
the show, that's what the biggest thing I was hoping for. I was like, oh, I want to see her like just make shit out of her mind
Yeah.
and just have it.
Which
And
essentially she does.
just
Like, the
it in
whole
show.
thing exists
The whole thing
because-
she just creates it.
Yep.
She brings fucking Vision back to life. All this
Yep.
shit.
And the
She
kid
makes
creates the kids
pops out of,
and-
brings her brother back, which was really really smart
Yeah.
and awesome.
It's
that'll be cool. That's cool that you're reading that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
it's a good read too. It's a good storyline.
I'm hoping to like it because I was never huge into the X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men was not my thing.
It's one of the better X-Men storylines,
Is it?
for sure.
Yeah, well, I like it because it crosses over with the Avengers.
Yeah.
It starts
the
off-
whole Marvel universe,
Right,
Yeah.
and it starts off with it's like the aftermath of this battle with the Avengers, and now I'm like, well, shit. Now I want to read that first
Yeah.
before I read this, but I don't have time.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Was it? I don't know.
There's some that came out after.
That all right. What was
So
the one
House of
before?
M, Avengers versus X-Men comes out because at that point they need her.
Yeah.
But she's a pariah. Like nobody wants her around.
Yeah, they don't want to work with her.
Vision fucking hates her
Ooh.
at that point.
Yeah.
Like, but they need her because she's like the most. She's the
Powerful.
only one powerful enough to train. Is it Hope Summers, who is
Oh,
the
yeah.
granddaughter of Cable?
Mm-hmm.
She's the only other person strong enough to fight the Phoenix Force, who has possessed Namor, Cyclops, Magic, Colossus, and there's a fifth mutant that
can't
the
remember
Phoenix
who the
possesses.
fifth one was.
Emma Frost,
Okay.
I believe. Professor X
Yeah, that
dies.
sounds right.
Like,
Oh, wow.
it's awesome. But yeah, that kind of House of M is essentially like the mutants are trying to protect her.
There's
That's
a- there's
cool.
a lot
That
we can
makes
get
me wanna
into.
reread it.
I've been reading up the on the
There's
Illuminati.
a House of X series that's out right now that apparently is supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it ties in.
There's
but
like a bunch of
there's like House of X and then something 10, but it's an X,
Yeah.
but they're saying it's 10.
It's 10.
They're using like some fancy font.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
but
all connected.
That I've heard are like really, really good. Even the Illuminati, like the biggest thing about that I remember from the Illuminati is when they sent the Hulk to space.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
that shit's already happened.
Yep.
So
Well, and
that's how World War Hulk starts. They sent him to space.
they
'cause
had
it's too
a few
dangerous.
like they've appeared in some things, and then they were like a main part of the Infinity Run, which was like each of them had a stone, and that was the whole thing. Where like,
Right.
and it was a lot of like scree
The
Skrull
Kree-
stuff.
the Kree Skrull.
Kree Skrull.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like like the Infinity Gauntlet, but similar. And that story is pretty decent. But I think we'll end up getting a different lineup of the Illuminati too, because I don't think that they'll. I don't know if they'll use Black Bolt. I'm kind of curious.
Right.
Like I feel like they'll maybe use one of the Eternals instead.
You keep hearing like Namor is going to get introduced at some point.
Yeah,
but
and Namor's probably.
when?
Yeah. Well, I was like,
when?
Blade's in one of the
But
iterations.
they were saying like Black Panther 2 Namor might be because there's something going on under the ocean. If you remember in Endgame, it's not-
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's
right.
not is it Okoye?
Yeah. Okoye says it
She's
is.
like the oceans are.
Yeah. There's like volcanic
something's-
activity
yeah,
or
under the
something.
ocean.
And we
Yeah.
know how the MCU is.
Yeah.
That'll mean something. We'll
Yeah,
go back
right.
later and say, remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that comes out end of this year.
Yep.
And then DC went and pushed all their shit back because they suck. So
They do.
way to fucking go, Warner
push that
Brothers.
shit
Warner
back in.
Brothers just
push it
hates
back
its
in.
fans.
Warner Brothers Discovery now.
Oh boy, yeah, that'll help. Anyway, well, that was a whole other podcast, so now we have
Yeah,
two.
I'm
We don't
sorry.
have to come back next
That's
week.
right.
No, our geek flags are flying.
That's it.
Those are geek flags flying.
All right, so thank you guys for listening. If you need to check out any of these episodes, I feel like we did like 5 of them tonight. Any of our past episodes, Brian?
We can be found at www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com. There you can find all our past episodes. You can find links to all our social media presences. Our email is there. You can send us a note for suggestions, comments, complaints, whatever you want. Just check out the website. That's basically our hub. We also have a Ko-fi page there too. If you like the show and you feel like supporting us, you can throw us a couple of bucks. It goes to keeping the show going. So that's there as well. And I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Gentlemen.
Awesome. Hey, don't forget, in 2 weeks, or it'll probably be like a week by the time this one comes out, May 7th at Rubber Chicken Comics is Free Comic Book Day. Check it out. Get some cool comics are on your way coming out, and I'll be there drawing, so come see me and punch me in the face.
That's
because
right.
I'm sure I said something that pissed someone off. In the meantime, stay tuned because next episode launches. We're in May 4th.
That's
and
right.
Our episode actually falls on May 4th. I checked the calendar. Our series of 4
Clever girl.
are back.
I almost want to revisit The Phantom Menace. That's like the 4th Star Wars movie to come out.
No, let's not. Why
All
do you
right,
wanna
let's do Caravan of Courage.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
I'm in.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That's definitely one of them. Caravan.
4th movie?
It sure is.
It is now.
It is now.
We're 3 geeky
is
dads with a 4th guy. We don't know how to count.
We don't know how to do math. Our halfway to Hammer horror series.
That's right. That's right. You think that would be in month number 6? No.
No, actually, we're
already figured it out.
gonna move that to June, so
Yeah.
it's a little closer to halfway, rather than do it in August. And then
it makes more sense.
It does. We're not perfect,
Yeah.
folks. We're dads.
And like I mentioned before, this Saturday we will be at least 3 of us, right, Mark? You are
I
going to
won't
be
there. I
at
will
Monster
be at
Expo.
Monster Expo, which I'd plug, but by the time this comes out, it'll be over.
That's right. But we're
where
going to put that out there anyway.
That I will not be there.
But Tito, Derek, and myself will be on the 2 Geeks and a Microphone show on Saturday morning.
There you go.
Talking
Swearing
up
up
the
a
Batman.
fucking storm.
Totally.
Get ready, Mike and Steve. I'm coming.
Yep.
Get that E-button ready.
Exactly.
This is going to be fun. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening for 3 Geeky Dads and Tito. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Thanks,
you.
guys. Thanks for making my geek flag fly.
Oh, anytime. Anytime.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. No,
Well, it helps when we use lots of Johnson and Johnson.
that's it. Now blow out Derek's candle.
Frost that cake. She frosted me.
Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit? That bitch frosted me like a cake.
That's a good. That came out after.
Zach and Miri?
Yeah, because I love that fucking
Yeah.
movie.
What's that?
But I remember,
Yeah, Zack and
was it
Miri.
last week we were talking about Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back?
Yes,
Yeah.
Because I was thinking the same thing. You were like, they started to tail off and not be good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was thinking. Then I was thinking about Zach and Miri. I was like, man, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but,
I like them.
I meant like the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like because
okay,
Jay's
okay.
in it, and I
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's in it too, right? Isn't he?
No.
Yeah, but he's not Jay's less than
But
the
they're not
molester
Jay
cock
and
and
Silent
stuff.
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're,
I get to have a porn name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Pete Jones.
Lester the molester cock and stuff.
Is Kevin Smith in that one?
No.
No, he's not in
No.
that one. No.
So
He
you can tell
directed
he's-
it.
You can tell, yeah, he's kind of riding that fucking Craig Robinson, Seth
Yeah.
Rogen
This is
wave.
back when Craig Robinson was fine
That's
and didn't
right.
need help.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He was acting in good movies.
Yeah.
Not
That was
Tiny Bowl
before he
commercials.
was so well known that people were like, we should pay him money to do advertisements. for
That's
us."
right.
We're doing this old school
Hello?
on paper.
How's that?
This just in: Dick
good.
Tracy arrests Big Boy Caprice.
I really like your.
Thank you.
handwriting.
Oh, thanks. I tried to make it so I could read it today.
Big bushy beard.
I wrote it while
big bushy
Jared
beard.
was getting ready. I was able to write my entire introduction.
I laughed out loud. Shimon was like, "What? What would you just laugh at? What's going on?"
With what?
Well, when I watched Hot Fuzz today,
Oh, Hot Fuzz,
and
yeah.
when he says the he had a great big bushy beard.
Uh-huh. Crusty jugglers.
I'm gonna watch it again now.